Sounds good to me.
I have wisened up a ton over the last 11 years that I've been doing this. Sadly, here's the problem with the internet, Lucius CA. Everything I just told you will never be spread around the internet. You will never see a video go up that, wow, Phil fesses up to the fact that he made, mistakes in the past and wants to change, and he says that he's apologized and he wants to change and everything. You'll never see that. All you'll see is people focusing on the mistakes I've made in the past, because that's toxic culture of the internet. The new cancel culture is find mistakes people have made, and instead of seeing if they've actively improved and changed over the years, just focus on those mistakes when they happen and act like they happened right now. Like there's some universal faulting, right? Someone did something wrong 10 years ago, cancel them. Huh? How many people do you see on social media, now, 10 years ago they made a stupid tweet, and it's a comedian or it's a movie maker, and now they're held accountable in the modern day for something they did 10 years ago. Destroy them. Make sure they can't make a movie or they can't be a comedian and can't make a living anymore. Now, by the way, I'll call this out. There are some nasty things that people have said and done over the years as a history. If you look, wow, there's a pattern of stuff that they're doing wrong, and they obviously didn't learn over time. And now that they're finally being called out for it, now all of a sudden they pretend like they want to change. That's different than a few mistakes that were made in the past, and that person has honestly made an effort to change over time. I at least feel that myself, I have made an honest effort to change. When you
I used to singing, baby. Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you good if you know me. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you good if you know me. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Selektah. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around?
All right, right back at it again with our continuing coverage of the DMCA saga, for whatever that's worth. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom, and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the pseudo Snort Report. I still haven't figured out a name for this particular segment yet. Let's go. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys may have seen in the raw product that would have came out earlier today, this is going to be a long one, so strap in. So this is, excuse me, this would be part 5. Yeah, this would be part 5 of the DMCA saga. This took place on July 19th of 2020. Let's see here, with DSPGaming. Twitch suspends me again. And again, no info. I need to talk options. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming off of part 2, when he threatened Superhound and Twitch, by the way. He threatened both of them, by the way. When he, coming off of that, it only made sense that this was going to happen. It only made sense this was going to happen. And it actually only made sense that it happened within the time frame that it happened, which is only 2 days. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, the initial attack happened on the 17th, it's the 19th, and he's right back to square fucking one. So, we're going ahead and get into this. There's going to be a bit of dead air in the beginning of this. I might play some music in it, or I'll just go ahead and jump in, have a brief conversation. Because I do have something I do want to kind of go over. And then we'll get into his snorting, and then we'll move on from there. But like I said, it's probably going to be a long one. So like I said, strap in. Thank you for everybody who's continuing to watch these. Because I'm so far behind with this stuff. I'm so far behind. And then you have the Vestige celebration. I'm not doing all of those. Actually, there's only 2 parts that I'm actually interested in that. So look forward to that when that happens. And I think that's it so far. That's all I have on the menu from what I see here. This is all that's on my itinerary. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the mayhem, shall we? The chaos. And I'll see you guys in a second.
I used to singing, baby. Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you
good if you know me.
Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you
good if you know me.
Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you let the world know what life's all about? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about.
I feel like my music choice during his slideshow is better than anything that he's ever chosen. So, we got a few minutes here before we start, because he's actually, at this particular time, he's actually sitting there on his love seat looking at the view counter go up and seeing what they're saying in the chat. He's saying he's trying to actually get the chat together, or he's trying to enable the chat on his laptop, but he already has it enabled. He's just watching people pile in. He used to do this back in the day during his pre-streams. He used to watch people pile in before he starts talking. It's a thing. One of the things that I would like to talk to you guys about briefly, which is one of the things that people ask me about, is why I go so hard at Phil when it pertains to his failures, and shouldn't we give him some slack? That most people are only capable of doing so much. So why do I put such a high expectation on Phil? Now, in actuality, I wouldn't say that I actually put a high expectation on Phil. He puts himself to a high standard, so I hold him to that standard, which is impossible because he's nowhere near where he thinks he is or where he's ever been. And I know there's no way that he could actually achieve that. Now, there are some things that he's had there are some things and there are some opportunities that he's had that he could have obtained. And he could have done it relatively easy if he had drive, and he doesn't. The whole thing about Dark Side Phil, DSP, Dark Geppetto, Dark, is he's a fraud. And he's always been a fraud. From Jump Street. Always. You sitting there and recording yourself for 4 to 6 hours a day and then chopping that up into 10-minute segments doesn't work. I'm sorry. That's not 10 minutes. I mean, that's not work. That's not work at all. You mass uploading those things onto YouTube isn't work. And you sitting back, drinking, and watching the views come in, and reading all that false validation that was in your comment section isn't connecting with people. Everything Phil does is to the lowest common denominator at pretty much all points. With that being said, essentially, he legit got to where he's at by being lazy, by doing the minimum of everything. The bare fucking minimum. Which is the reason why he blames other people for his shortcomings. Let's take the FGC, for example. He blames other people in the FGC for conspiring against him, for having connections with other fighters, which in turn gave them better practice partners and opened them up to more knowledge. He blames his city to some degree for everything being so spread out that he couldn't actually compete with some of the best, even within his own state, let alone on his own coast. All of these things, ladies and gentlemen, are the inability of an individual who has limitations and he knows he has limitations, but he needs an excuse for those limitations. And instead of it being, oh, it's just my fault, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, my reflexes aren't that great, he goes back to, yet again, the lowest common denominator, the minimum amount of effort. I've been playing for X amount of time. That makes me good, just by definition. Just by the nature of it, that makes me good. That makes me special. And so, by proxy, there's no reason why I shouldn't be where those guys are at. Natural talent and everything else aside. We can have another conversation about that later. Because I spoke to someone on Twitter about that, where it's very possible that...
Hey everyone, I know there's a lot of people joining the stream right now.
It's very possible that Phil may actually have a level of natural talent, but he didn't do anything to hone it. He didn't do anything to polish it, to turn it into what it could have or should have been. That can be said for a lot of things, to be honest with you. The problem is with that is, when you already think you're great, why do you feel the need to strive to be greater? Why do you feel that you need to put in more effort if God has already given you so much natural talent? Which is one of the problems that people have. I think we've talked about this before, but this is one of the problems. This is one of the problems that people have when they're naturally talented. And this goes back to the argument between naturally gifted or just generally hard work. For Phil, he looks at everything as, oh, I'm automatically good at it, or I automatically know what's going on with a situation, so I don't need to look into it any deeper. And then once he gets called out, then he immediately wants to brush that off and move to the next thing. And then he gets mad that people keep harping on it. Well, while you were basically jerking yourself off, talking about how much you knew about this situation, how much understanding that you have, you expected everybody to sit there and take it. Now that you're wrong, blatantly just giving out misinformation, and you're getting shitted on for it, now you want to go ahead and step away from that and move on to something else. It's kind of one of the reasons why he gives his political views, and then he wants to step away from it. Even though, if those same political views have something to do with the video game that he's actually playing, this is set by his own rules, by the way, it's okay to talk about it. But then, semantics. So that right there is a general problem that he has, but it's one of many. When you get into YouTube, for example, let's talk a little bit about the expectations that he has and how he's put himself on this pedestal. He talks about how he was white hot popular, how he was the thing, how people used to look up to him, how people used to come to him for his opinions and his general input. The problem is with that, ladies and gentlemen, is even as early as 2009, 2010, there were people who, I wouldn't say disregarded, there were people who gave him pushback on some of his points and opinions. Those people generally got blocked, or they got ridiculed in the comment section. So just off of that behavior gives me the idea of a very weak individual. But it's funny because when he reminisces on his past glory, on those same times, he swears that everybody loved him and loved everything he did. But then there are racist compilations out there that are blatantly shitting on him and saying, these jokes aren't funny, why are you doing this? Please stop. There's even a few, if you can find the video and go back and look, who say that he's better than that. Why is he doing this? Well, first mistake that you made is you thought he was better than that. He's not. Phil is not above, anything that would be considered the lowest common denominator. That's one of his fucking problems. He's not above anything. He never has been. He's a weak individual. He always has been. Brought up by parents who I'd like to say, well, I wouldn't say I'd like to say, but I would... It's going to come out bad either way I say it. Fuck it. I'd like to say that he was brought up by weak people, like by weak parents, in actuality. I mean, but when you look at it, you have a mother who cared too damn much, and you have a father who it seems like, gave very little fucks. Just saying. And then with both of them out there going ahead and between all their infidelities, I mean, and that in the stress of raising, I really don't want to sound like an asshole when I say this, but fuck it. And then the additional stress, quote unquote, of having a niece who you're raising with your fuck up son, because your brother is a fucking junkie as well as his wife. I mean, like, there's just a lot of bullshit going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really dig into that shit, there's just a lot of fucked up shit going on in the Brunel house. And there's a lot of problems. which one could make the argument, well, doesn't that contribute to Phil's overall personality? No, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. He uses it as a crutch. Phil is very quick to throw all of his advantages at you and all of the things that make him great. And then when he falters, or when you see him for what he is, or when his armor starts to show cracks, then all of a sudden we start throwing everything at you. We throw circumstances, we throw how all the other people who are better than him are cheaters, or fucking up a thing that wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. Then we start throwing our family into it. He'll literally throw everybody and anybody under the bus to save himself. My argument is this: if this is someone who puts himself on such a high pedestal, right, and he's so great, or he was so great, and he has so much talent, and he has so much to give, not only to the gaming sphere, but to streaming, to content creation, and so on and so forth, who's to say an asshole like me can't kick a couple of those fucking boxes from under him and say, well, if you're so good, build it back up. If you're so good, prove it. What's the problem with that? That's like my general, that's to be honest with you, one of my general arguments when it comes to why I shit on him so much. If he was really so good, then why can't he build himself back up? Plenty of other people have. Plenty of other people have been driven to the brink, right? And then have come back. Not just in content creation online or streaming or whatever, but just people in real life. People who have owned businesses and lost it and then rebuilt it again. And in most cases, again and again. Why can everybody else, essentially, pick themselves up when they've been knocked down and start over? Why does Darkside Phil not only have to be picked up, but then he has to be dusted off, and then we all have to, well, I'm not doing shit, but then people have to throw money into his pocket and then carry him along and whatnot back to greatness? Why is that a thing? If he really did it all on his own, then why can't he get himself back there? Well, one of the major problems with that, ladies and gentlemen, is he didn't do it alone. John has always been there, for the most part. Always. The vlogs prove that. And then if you bring in Howard, you bring in OJ, you bring in all those other people, they were all contributing to what was his success. They were all very humble and not saying that, but that's the truth. Same thing with the fan base itself. They've been giving him money since as early as 2019. Or, sorry, 2009. As early as 2009, 2010. That he's been taking money in donation form and whatnot to help buy games and help buy peripherals and everything like that. But he keeps saying this is a one-man show, but it wasn't. If this whole situation that he does is completely about crowdfunding, then it's always been about crowdfunding. Always. The moment that Phil Burnell could figure out a way to solicit money, he did it. Even before he was getting paid for his gaming content, he was getting paid for his vlogging content. And while he was getting paid for his vlogging content, he had a job. And while he had that job, he still was asking people to give him donations behind the scenes through PayPal. So keep that in mind. And then, as it pertains to PayPal, right? Which isn't, this in particular isn't anything new. If you want to give him a tip, you go to darksidephil@hotmail.com. But then there is DSPGaming@hotmail.com, which is a burner, not only another burner email, but it's also another burner PayPal. Well, he has a PayPal under that same, associated with that. And who knows how old that is? And who knows how long people have been donating to him through that? And you don't even want for me to get into, this isn't exactly a Theo theory when it comes to that shit. Because if that shit has been around at least since 2011, then who's to say that certain people didn't give, that certain contributors didn't give him donations through DSPGaming@hotmail.com, and then the public pay piggies weren't giving him money through darksidephil@hotmail.com. You don't want me to get into that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to even look at what kind of pig slop that could point itself out to. That's why I shit on him the way I do. Or at least that's the reason why if you want to say I hold him to some high expectation, that's the reason why that is. If he was able to get there once, why can't he do it again? If it wasn't for those false validated numbers on his Twitch and on his YouTube, he'd be dead in the water. His channel is perpetually dead now. It's been dead for a number of years. He knows that. The most buzz that he's had as of the time that I'm recording this is from the whole DMCA drama and the fact that he actually opened up the comment section and he opened up the likes and dislikes. The comment section really is what the driving force behind why those videos did so well. But yet the coward won't do that for his gameplay because he knows it's bad. And even though the money's good, he knows he's bad. And he has to do something to protect this fragile, pathetic little ego he has. Which don't mean jack shit to nobody. We're all susceptible to criticism. Theoretically, anybody who either puts their face on camera or speaks or just puts anything online is opened up to it. End of story. You're not going to get better if people don't sit there and criticize you for shit. As small as it is or not. The best advice that was ever given to me was, especially when it came to this online shit, I won't name the person, but they were basically like, hey, walk into this with the general expectation that no one likes you anyway. And move off that. And things will work out for you. And this is someone who was like in this detractor shit. Someone who I wouldn't have thought he'd reach out to me because I didn't know him like that and whatnot. I don't think I've ever even brought up his name. And he's like, it'll be easier for you if you do it this way. He told me that, I think, as soon as I got on Twitter. So, and that was good advice to live by. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody who steps into this is going to be liked. You probably shouldn't be strived to be liked anyway, but not everybody's going to be strived to be liked. Not everybody's going to like what you do. Not everybody's going to like you. Whatever. If you have to find meaning in what you do first before anybody else does. If you need people to validate what you do, then you're already doing this for the wrong reasons. And that's what anything that you do, to be honest. So that's what the situation is. So Darkside Phil runs around here and says, I don't give a shit about this. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. But obviously he does if he needs people to validate him. If he needs people to prop him up. If he needs crowdfunding. Not really, because I mean anybody could use crowdfunding. I wouldn't say that's actually validation. I think it's just if you need people to prop you up socially, mentally, and financially, then you have a problem. Period. At the end of the day, if you can't find meaning in what you do, and if you don't have enough self-respect to at least try to go get it, right? If people want to help you along the way, that's one thing. But for you to at least try to go get it, if you don't even have enough self-respect to do that on your own, then you don't deserve anything. To be honest. And so when I make these jokes about fucking Twitch being a hug box, for Phil, the whole goddamn internet's a hug box. If he tried to do what he does now in real life, it wouldn't work. Like, people will only have so much patience with you, right? And you can't expect people to just keep giving you passes. After a while, people are going to just get tired of doing that. And that's in anything that you do. So either A, you shape up and you try to do what you can to make the product better, or you to be better, or B, they're going to step away. And if they step away, then you need to just accept that at face value. It is what it is. Don't sit there and get mad at it and then harp at the people who are still here and bitch and complain about that dumb shit. That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, you can't please everybody. And not everybody's going to take an active interest in your self-well-being. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is all supposed to be entertainment. You don't have to give a flying fuck about what goes on in my life or in the life of anybody here at GTG Networking Productions. When you come here, you're here to be entertained, right? Then cool. Then be entertained. I don't need to draw you into any of the extra shit. Because that's extra shit. But someone like Darkside Phil built his channel on that. On you being invested in him. That's what he needed. That's what he wanted. He wanted people to care about him. He wanted people to care. Is that pathetic? Kinda. But it's kind of sad too. Something to think about. That's about as much mercy you're going to get out of this. Now it's now it's all about carving and bacon from here on out. Let's get it.
Now, just so you know, I'm trying to get this working again. Trying to get this working on YouTube is a pain in the butt. My settings are all for Twitch. So right now what I'm trying to do is to get the chat up and running on my laptop so I can talk to all of you. Because without the chat, I can't talk to all of you. I can't see what you're saying. But it takes forever. I'm loading and reloading and reloading, and it's not loading for me because my laptop sucks. So please bear with me here as I try to get stuff working. I'm going as fast as I can. Again, I was not planning on doing this tonight. This is once again a huge screw up. A huge screw up from Twitch apparently being automated and completely screwed up and not actually reviewing a damn thing.
Apparently being automated. I thought you said that was the advantage that Twitch had over YouTube, is that there were actual legit people there and it wasn't an automated system. Secondly, didn't you say on the 17th, only 2 days prior to this, that you wanted Twitch to promise you and reassure you and guarantee you that this would never, ever, ever happen to you again, or you're going to leave their platform and you weren't going to come back? But now you're on YouTube pleading with the YouTube audience to give you money so you can figure out how to get yourself back on Twitch. Well, like I said, if that's not a whore, I don't know what is.
Which is not good. They should be reviewing things. They should not be just simply put, shadow banning me repeatedly for things I'm not doing. It's got to be an automated system at this point because it's 7:35 p.m. on a Sunday, and I'm pretty sure no one at Twitch just actively banned me. It's got to be some ridiculously bad automated system.
That's funny because wasn't it like 7 o'clock on a Friday night when everybody had clearly gone home already, or at least most of them have, and you were demanding them to make certain concessions for you as early as Saturday at 1 p.m. Sorry, wasn't that a thing? So you were demanding them to be at work on Saturday to get all of this shit squared away and to give you certain concessions and or guarantees. But it's Sunday and it's like, well, it's an automated system, so no one can really help me. So I know that right there must be enough. That right there is enough validation. That's enough confirmance for me that there's nobody actually working at Twitch. You see how he fucked himself there? Because yet again, what was his ultimatum? By Saturday at 1 p.m., someone better have all this shit fixed, and he better have reassurances, or he was leaving the platform and never coming back. It's Sunday, late Sunday, by the way, and it's now starting to set in that there's nobody there. There's nobody there to help him, and all those threatening emails and all that other bullshit that he left, someone's going to see that shit on Monday, and it could be a problem. Interesting. Riveting, even.
So bear with me. I'm trying to get this to load. I've almost got the video loaded on my laptop here. And then I can try to get the chat to load. And then we can go from there. Because
all right, that's
tonight,
useless information. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with part 5 of Darkside Phil versus the Trolls. Twitch suspends me again. And again, no info. Need to talk options. This is from July 19th of 2020, our current year of gout. Define sniff.
What I want to talk about, guys, with you is I want to talk about the future. All right, it's obvious at this point, if I don't get an answer from Twitch about what's going on in any kind of direction from them at this point, that there is no future on Twitch, right?
Well, theoretically, there was no future for you on Twitch on Saturday when they didn't meet your demands. I'm just throwing that out there. In reality, eventually, you're not going to have a future on Twitch. Let's be honest. Excuse me. So you might as well go ahead and just get that set in your mind right now. You're not going to be on Twitch forever. Just saying.
There is no future on Twitch at all for me. Which sucks. I've been on Twitch for the longest time.
And that means what? You were on Machinima for the longest time, and look at how quickly they dispatched your ass. Just throwing it out there. I mean, I don't want to look at how long fucking Panda wasted her life with you, and then she finally woke up and got the fuck up out there. If longevity is supposed to be a sign of success, in actuality, at least for you anyway, that's not the measuring stick we should be going by. But then again, according to Panda, your stick isn't something to be measured anyway. Anyway.
But if they're not going to take this seriously and help me with a false issue that's not anything I'm doing wrong, it's their system being broken and abusable, then I can't continue to be there, you know? It's complete shit.
So when the system was working the way you wanted it to, in the fact that, you know, there was someone there to kiss your ass and help you out whenever you needed it, hand-hoving, as I like to call it, or hoof-holding, I should say, or when you needed them, or no, when you wanted them to get people deplatformed, all was right with the world. But now, years later, that shit's starting to come back on you, and now all of a sudden it's an issue. And the irony is, ladies and gentlemen, and this was like one or two of these broadcasts back is when I looked it up. Tevin, sadly, lost his Twitch in like August of like 2018. So if you think about it, even though all of this happened on Tevin's birthday, which was the 17th, of July, 17th of July, I believe, if Superhound had waited a month, if you think about it, a little less than a month, really, yeah, it would have been a little less than a month. If he had waited a little less than a month, he could have literally probably gotten Phil knocked off on the exact same day Phil had Tevin, They Call Me Tex, or TXT, one or two, sorry, and Bill Purnell off. I think this is probably a better birthday gift, but if we want to talk about anniversaries, that probably would have been, that has its own bit of sentimentality to it as well. Phil would have been big mad about that.
So, I don't know, man. Alright, I've almost got the chat working here, guys. Now, once again, just so you guys know, since this is on this stream will be on YouTube, I cannot, you know, accept any kind of contribution.
Oh yeah, back to what I was saying earlier on about how he was just sitting there letting the people just pile in. He used to do that for his pre-streams, and if I remember correctly, like the magic number was like 400. He'd wait till he had about 400 people or so on whatever stream he was on, whether it was YouTube or Twitch the first time around, respectfully, before he would actually start streaming. So I'm sure there's somebody who remembers that.
Subs or nothing like that. I know I have the leaderboard up there that says subscriptions from Twitch, but that has nothing to do with tonight, I guess. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. If you want to contribute and help me out, by all means, please do. Please tip me. Tipping would be the way you can contribute tonight to help out. I'm not going to count this stream towards the vest streak. It would be pretty ridiculous if I counted this towards my tips goal and vest streak, being that this is an impromptu stream out of nowhere that was not planned. That would not be very fair, would it?
I mean, you did it the first time, though. You got bumped off. Semantics. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when he got bumped off the first time, that was what? He was at 189? And he said he was going to count it, and they hit it at the 190 mark?
So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about this. We'll have to see. Alright, give me a second. Let me just finish up, because it looks like I got the chat working now. I think I've got Streamlabs open. So if anyone does contribute, I can give a shout out. So give me a second, and I'll be right back, and then we're going to start, okay? I'll be right back.
Honestly, though, I think it was just the numbers were starting to pile in, and he was like, okay, cool, I'm getting to the numbers I want. Now I'm ready to go and get started. He's just as much of an asshole to do that. Because it's funny how Phil Burnell will tell you, I don't like my time being wasted. My time is valuable. This is what I do for a living. I don't have time to worry about bullshit. Yet he's so quick to make other people wait. Or he's so quick to waste other people's time. For equally as frivolous shit. Equally frivolous shit, I should say. A whole lot of dead air right there. His lack of preparation is hilarious. And yet equally as unnecessary. And then this vest streak thing. Oh my god. He's going to keep that. He's going to drag that along, kicking and screaming, no matter what. I would have thought, honestly, after like the 200, I thought it'd been dead. Jesus Christ. He's fighting this hard for what? So they can play like, so they can play dress up with Mr. Potato Head or some bullshit. Like, it's starting to get sad at this point. I mean, it was sad before, but it's starting to get really sad now. And all of this for what, $200 a day? Selling himself cheap as usual. And then gets mad at people when they make the whole stream about the vest streak. But that, since that's the only payoff for the vest streak, why would he be surprised by that? Like, he actively makes it like the...
What's up, everybody?
Shut the fuck up. He actively makes it the centerpiece of the stream. Right? Like, hey guys, you know, we still got this vest streak going on, and, you know, if you guys want to contribute to see me wear the vest and whatnot, as this fun celebratory type thing, you know, please consider contributing. Because, I mean, to be honest, ever since he started the tip goal, which was a detractor suggestion, by the way, not the vest streak, but the tip goals was a detractor suggestion. Ever since he started it, he's always tried to hit it as best he can. It is what it was. It was one of the active ways of him making money throughout the day. If it wasn't for the vest streak, he'd be dead in the water, because before the vest streak, when he tried to do tip goals, it was a hit or miss when they actually hit the goal itself. Other than that, I'm sure plenty of you remember watching like SnortBucks videos, for example, or Mighty D videos, or whoever your detractor of choice is. And you'll only see $15, $20, $30, or maybe even $40 at the end of a stream. All of you have, at least all of you who've actively watched like that, most of you remember that. You remember seeing stuff like that. This tip goal has been the most successful thing that he's done with consistency ever. Ever. You know what I mean? He'll never be able... There's not another thing that he can do, I think, outside of putting on that fucking Sonic hat or that fucking Yoshi's fucking costume and shit. Straight autism. Unless he decides to go and do that shit consistently, there's nothing else he can do to ever make that type of money consistently. Ever. There'll never be a way of doing so. At all. There's nothing that, even if you go back into Phil's past and try to find something else to grasp at to do it, you'd be hard pressed to do so without him immediately being suspicious that you're doing it to try to humiliate him. You know what I mean? And then it's just a matter of how much is his pride worth. Spoiler, it's not worth much.
What's up? Yet again, here we are. 2 days later, we're in the same exact freaking spot that we were in, you know, that we were in 2 days ago. Like, what? I just don't even know how to start.
Yeah, so much for progression. Which, yet again, ladies and gentlemen, it's ironic, because 2 days ago, he threatened Twitch that if they didn't fix this shit, he was going to leave. 2 days, he was still there, and he got kicked off instead of leaving. Imagine that. It's almost like he's a bum with no prospects whatsoever, with no talents or discernible skills, and he only has to hold on to what he has. Which is even more hilarious, because when you think of someone with that description, right? As a streamer, even as a content creator, right? Phil is at the bottom of the barrel when you have that. But then if you look at Alinity and the nonsense that she's pulling, she got called out in a couple of lives recently too, by the way. Absolutely hilarious. She has mirrored in a lot of ways of what Phil Burnell said. She said that she has no talent, she has no skills, and if she doesn't have Twitch, she's done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have two people on two different spectrums. They're both thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They both have white knights / simps / whatever who take care of them, because apparently they can't take care of themselves. They're both who've done incredibly stupid shit and or said stupid shit. Most of the time, they both do it on a regular basis. But you got two different levels of not only internet presence or popularity, if you will, but also financially on the spectrum, they're on two different levels. And yet, if they both lose this one platform, they both have actively admitted they're dead in the water. What the fuck is going on Twitch? When you have someone who claims that he's a gamer, but he's not, he's just a beggar. But he claims to be a gamer who says that if he doesn't have Twitch, he's fucked. And then you have, and I use the term lady loosely, not as if she ain't loose enough. Anyway, you have this this individual who claims herself to be a respectable female gamer, and anytime you have any type of criticism of her, as you would with Pokimane, for example, she immediately calls you sexist or whatever. And it's funny how she's on this completely different spectrum, protected by Twitch at the highest levels, right? And yet, if she is forced to leave Twitch, not Twitch getting rid of her, not Twitch deplatforming her, but if she's forced to leave Twitch because of the supposed bullying and trolling she goes through over shit she did, she wouldn't be able to do anything else. She threw away, at least the way one could interpret it, she threw away 8 years of her life streaming, and if she has to leave this, there's nothing else. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is nobody pushing Alinity out except for Alinity. You're a public figure who's done very stupid shit and said very stupid shit on the 8 years that you've drawn breath on Twitch. You're gonna have people that aren't gonna like you. So, and for some of those white knights and simps of hers out there, she outweighs the trolling and the hate that is out there for her over you guys. The very people who keep her in the position that she's in financially, and her position on Twitch. You guys are the ones who prop her up. But she's more concerned about the people who don't like her. She wants them to see her as you guys see her. And it's almost as if she's quick to discard you guys to have them. That's funny because that's a dark side Phil trope. That's a DSP-ism. That I want my haters to just give me a break. I just want my haters to forgive me. I just want my haters to give me a second chance. Well, then what the fuck happens to the other fucking Muppets that are over there, Phil? Phil Burnell and Alinity. 2 peas in a pod.
I don't even know how to start talking tonight. I don't. This is ludicrous at this point. I already said that the other day, but this is like beyond ludicrous at this point. Okay? This is just
It's
stupidity.
truly disturbing the peace.
And I don't know how I'm supposed to work. How do I work with a company that doesn't take this seriously at all? That 2 days ago this happened, and I contacted them. I told them about the situation. I asked for help and information. They provided absolutely nothing to help. And now here we are 2 days later, and the same exact thing has happened. This is insanely stupid and bad, you know? Sorry, I'm already, the first thing that came through, of course, tonight was a tip with an insult on it, so I had to ban the idiot. This is ludicrous. All right, so for
Why
those
did you
of you
ban the idiot? Why didn't you just block him from donating? Which is another interesting thing that's popped out of all this, too. This whole, oh, I'm just going to block people from donating. That's strange. Why would Phil give up troll dollars? And ladies and gentlemen, now that I think about it, why would someone who's trolled relentlessly, especially financially, which is stupid, by the way, trolling Phil with your money is dumb, but it's going to be, do what you will. But, why would someone who is trolled relentlessly financially, right? Why would he block those trolls from giving him money if the payment program or the payment program that he goes through, right, who secures these tips or donations for him, always side with him? That's weird, ain't it? That's really, really strange. Because if you guys go all the way back to 2017 with the Mort situation, he swore up and down that out of the 120, 122 chargebacks, whatever it was, he won each and every one of them. And that was what, $1, $2 per tip that he had to fight for? But then that right there, that facade broke almost immediately after that, because it wasn't too long after that, I should say, he started saying that, you know, if you send me a tip, don't try to charge it back, because PayPal always, PayPal will always side with him. He started that narrative not long after Mort. He may have started it before him, but certainly after him. Then you get into the King Tut saga, and that right there turned into a complete and total clusterfuck, because he swore up and down that he kept all of the money. Well, first he told us that King Tut charged everything back, but he reassured his audience that he kept all of the money. But then he still, even to this day, hates King Tut. Or Tutmosis. If that isn't the same person, Phil's trying to make it seem like it's two different people. He said there was Tut, and then there was a fake Tut. Or King Tut, whatever. Anyway, but Phil still hates King Tut or Tutmosis or whatever till this very goddamn day. Now, why would you hate someone who you've beaten? Like, what sense does that make? Unless you didn't beat him, and when he went ahead and gave you all those donations, it was through credit card. The credit card companies will always side with you over, you know, any type of payment processing, because, well, they're directly with you and whatnot. They don't want to lose a customer and whatnot. So, which kind of only validates why Phil's hatred of King Tut was the way it was for as long as it was. And why he was even more dead set on reaffirming that don't try to charge back against me, because they always side with me, I always win. Until people started to dig in deeper and was like, well, Tut's saying that he did get his money back, and he sounds pretty convincing. Oh, well, it's very possible that, you know, the credit card companies may have given him or his parents his money back, but I still kept the money that was given to me. You know what I mean? It was real strange. I said it back then, that it was real strange about the hate boner he had for Tut. You know what I mean? For someone who's won, I can understand Phil gloating about it, because he a bitch and he don't have anything else to be proud about, so he might as well. But when he talked with disdain. He talked like he lost, like he knew he lost, and he was furious over that shit. And he's never really shaken that. You know what I mean? And then, for any of you guys who followed me on the Wing Report, I really need to get back to that, because Wings is all over the goddamn place now. He ain't put back on weight. Some people are saying that the wife doesn't exist. He's a mess. He's talking about buying another car after he already bought a truck recently. He's a goddamn mess. Anyway, Wings is very upfront about troll tipping. And he's very upfront about his chargebacks. And he's very upfront about the fact that he loses multiple chargebacks or troll tips daily. He says he's actually walked it through. I'm going to have to go back there now, because now I have to find the video. I think Lean has it. If Lean is still around, I hope so. But there's a bunch of new faces over there in the Wings community right now. But if Lean's over there, I know for sure, I think Lean has it. Fat Man might have it too. Where Wings actually sits down and he tells you how chargebacks work. And he tells you with a brutal type of honesty on how easy it is to get charged back. I'm going to have to find that video and I'll go over it. And if I can find it, I will go over it. And that'll kind of prove the point. Like, this whole bullshit about they side with you over and over and over again. If that was true, then why do you have to keep reaffirming it? Like, think about that for a minute. Like, if you know PayPal's going to have your back no matter what, because they know what kind of because they see the pattern, I should say, of troll tipping and chargebacking that you go through, then why do you need to reaffirm that to everybody else, that they're always going to side with me? So if you tip me, don't try to take the money back, because I'm going to win anyway. Why would you need to do that? Who gives a fuck? They're going to side with you anyway. Why would you feel the need to say that? Well, you would say that if it wasn't true. Just an assumption.
If you haven't been following along what's going on, I'll tell you what's been going on. All right? I was threatened Friday morning by this same internet troll who has been giving me false DMCA claims against my Twitter account for months, saying that now that I was going to get some kind of a copyright issue that day. Okay? Well, I did. I was streaming Ghost of Tsushima, and after about an hour of streaming it, my whole Twitch stream got shut down. With no explanation whatsoever from Twitch. Zero. Didn't get an email, no message, nothing. and it stated that nothing at all. So I didn't know what to do. At that point, it took 7.5 hours for Twitch to get back to me. What I had to do was submit a generic help request through their stupid dashboard system that they have built into the Twitch website. And after 7.5 hours, I received a response.
I don't know if it was 7.5 hours. I thought it was like 7 hours. Like it was definitely 7 hours plus, but I don't think it was 7.5 hours.
You had a DMCA claim against your channel, and that's why it got suspended. But now it's unsuspended. But we recommend you issue a counter DMCA claim to get it cleared up. Okay. Well, what was DMCA claim? They didn't tell me. So I emailed them back and said, well, what was DMCA claim? To which they emailed me back and said, just issue a counter DMCA notice like we told you. I'm like, I emailed them back again. I said, against what? You haven't told me what the issue is. And then they closed my log. That's some grade A customer support from Twitch, isn't it? Now, at the time, I stated if basically I didn't get any kind of like explanation.
I don't know. That sounds
protection,
equal to the customer support and air quotes that he gives for people who donate to him as well, and who contribute to him on a daily basis. I don't see too much of a difference, to be honest.
from this, that there's no way that I could continue to stream on Twitch. You know, how can I stream on Twitch when at any moment it seems like their system can be abused or whatever? So anyway, after my channel came back, I went on my channel, and the only thing I could figure out that happened to my Twitch channel, all right, was that maybe it was my subscriber badges that I had from people who were subscribed to my channel. And the reason I thought it was that is because a lot of them were missing. I have like 5 levels of subscriber, one for like initial subscriber, and then there's one for like 6 months, or excuse me, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and I think like 3 years. There might even be a 4-year. I think there's a 4-year badge. Well, 3 of those badges were missing. Could that be it? Could that be what the copyright strike was about or whatever? Maybe, but I got no notice from Twitch.
Stop.
So,
that's not true either. Initially, someone had brought up, hey, maybe it's the sub badges, and he said, no, my mod, well, I think it's Popsicola, it's Popsicola. He said, nope, Popsicola made those, and he's my mod, my longtime mod, that's not a problem. Then later on, as you go through that stream, no, my mod made those, so it can't be those. That's our intellectual property. It has nothing to do with those. I don't know what it is, but it's not those. And then I think someone on Twitter was like, hey, I think this right here is a derivative of an existing thing, so it's possible that they may have hit this. Well, I don't know. It's possible then. I mean, I guess it could have happened that way, but you know, but my mod made that, and it's different from the original, so I should still be okay. That's essentially how that worked out.
On Saturday morning, because by the way, Friday night, I tried to issue another help request, a separate one, asking, what's up with this DMCA claim you just still didn't tell me, and the system doesn't work at night. For some reason, Twitch's actual log system shuts down and doesn't work.
That's kind of funny, because remember when Phil was supposedly alone and not dating anybody, and people in his chat was like, hey Phil, you should start dating or whatnot. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I could, but women sleep at night. So, and that's the only time that I'm free. This idiot actually said that. Oh, I thought that was the most, that's kind of what that reminded me of. That was one of the funniest shits I'd heard him ever say. The level of ignorance with that statement was amazing. But he believed it, though, which makes it even more funny. Yes, Phil, women sleep at night. I think all people do.
At night. It just doesn't even load. So on Saturday morning, I went back. I issued a new log request to them and said, I need to know what the DMCA claim was for so I can issue the proper DMCA counter notification like you've told me to. That log has been open since Saturday morning. Right now, it is 7:43 p.m. on Sunday. Has not even been assigned. It just shows as a new request. No assigning, nothing. So what that tells me is no one works those logs on the weekends. They just sit there untouched.
But here's the thing. I don't know now that he's put that into perspective, not that he had to do anything to make that happen, but why did they even bother unbanning him? If you think about it, like he got unbanned, he got unbanned Friday. Well, he got banned on Friday, and then he got unbanned on Friday night. Why'd they bother doing it? They should have just left him banned till Monday, or suspended or whatever. They should have just left him suspended till Monday, if you think about it, and just let him deal with it. And then he would have just had a bunch of pity streams for 3 days until Monday came around, and then it'd have been whatever. He would have made more money on YouTube anyway than he would have done on Twitch over that weekend. It wouldn't have meant anything. You know what I mean? Now here's where the interesting part comes to play. The reason why Superhound was able to hit him again is because it was on the weekend when there was nobody there to protect him, and because he came off of a ban already. He was already tainted, if you will. He was already susceptible. He already had a wound, and they allowed it to get infected and then fester. So in actuality, the person who unbanned him on Friday didn't do him any favors. They should have kept him banned over the weekend to keep him protected, so to speak, until they could square it all the way on Monday. That's just my way of looking at it. That's just the way I'm thinking about it. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, he got hit on Friday. They reinstated him on Friday. Then he gets hit Sunday.
On the weekends, and no one gives a crap about them, apparently. Okay?
And because he doesn't have a Twitch PO or CO, whatever. It's PO, parole officer, but, whatever. It says he doesn't have any protection on Twitch anymore, and he's just a commoner. There's nobody to call, or there's nobody to reach out to be like, hey, I need you guys to really fix this for me fast. If not, I'm gonna be screwed. He doesn't have any of those luxuries anymore. Apparently, that's not part of the Twitch partner care package anymore. Keep that in mind.
Now, here I am. Well, my stream's back. This is good news. So yesterday, I did a full day of streaming. I played a 4+ hour gameplay stream of Ghost of Tsushima. I played 2 hours of Paper Mario: The Origami King. Both games were fun as hell. I'm loving it. This is great. People are being supportive. Great. Today, no problems. I streamed Ghost of Tsushima again. Another straight stream. And tonight, I'm supposed to stream Paper Mario. My stream's live. And my stream being live for 15 minutes, I turned to the stream chat because I was going to see what they were saying. I was going to unmute the mic and start talking. Oh, my stream's offline again. Oh, okay. Well, we know what this is. I refresh. Your account is suspended. Great. I check my emails. Here we go. In fact, I'll check again. Check the emails. Gee, is there any email here from Twitch stating anything that happened? Of course not. I still have no notice from Twitch. And by the way, some people very, very silly, like, did you check your spam filters? Of course I did. It's the first thing I do. If I didn't get a notice, why on earth wouldn't I check my spam filters, right? To find out what the hell's going on.
No, think about it. Of course he's an idiot too. Twitch and him dropped the ball. They both dropped the ball. I already explained why Twitch dropped the ball. Let's talk about how Phil Brunel, DSP, Darkside Phil, Dark Geppetto dropped the ball. DSP dropped the ball because you have a DMCA on your account that's hanging over your head that you don't know what for God knows what. You have no clue why you got struck, and you really don't know what's going on. You don't have, now you don't have a point of contact at Twitch anymore. You're out there in limbo. Okay? You deleted archive streams that you had on Twitch. You disabled and deleted your clips, and you disabled, I think he said he was going to disable fan art. That's the slideshow, which you just saw. So obviously he wasn't going to hold on to that. And he was going to, what was the other one? There was one more thing he said that he was going to, he was going to have to disable some of the chat badges just to be on the safe side as well. But yet again, he has no clue what was actually struck, either which way. Why did you jump back to Twitch right away? You have your account back, sure. It's active, sure. But you're being attacked over there and you don't even know why you're being attacked. Why go back there and stream? Just stay on YouTube and do petty and do IRL streams for the next couple days until on Monday it's clarified. Because by then, late Friday, the idiot already knew that no one was going to be able to help him over there at Twitch. He knew that Saturday morning when he sent off another email request to them and didn't hear anything. So why the fuck did you stream on that platform? Why don't you just go on YouTube and do like an impromptu stream or a Q&A or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, he should have he should have been a lot smarter about his situation as well. He should have been more aware of his environment and his surroundings. So in a lot of ways, they both fucked up. I mean, I guess with Twitch, you could just say, hey, he requested to be unbanned because he said he didn't do anything wrong and they let him get unbanned. But in actuality, excuse me, because he already has a hit against him and he is a partner, if that means anything, which apparently don't mean much, they should have just went ahead and put his fucking account on ice till Monday. And for Phil, he has another option where he can stream and beg for his pity bucks, right? So he's making some money over the weekend. He should have just stayed on YouTube. On top of that, by him streaming on YouTube is only going to bring more attention to his channel, which means that what playthroughs that he already has on the channel will, I don't know if it'll get recommended, but it has a higher likelihood that it may get recommended. And then, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, he makes money on everything he makes on Twitch. I mean, on YouTube every day anyway, unless the shit is blocked. So, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is supposed to be the businessman. You know what I mean? This is the man with the business degree. He's the one that's supposed to know what the fuck he's been doing. Because he's been doing it for so long. So how is it that a dumbass like myself can sit there and throw out all these scenarios at you, and yet he can't figure none of this stuff out? And this is what he does. This is his profession. Something to think about.
My spam filters and nothing. So this is the second time now that it seems I'm getting a false DMCA claim against me. And it's basically a situation where I have nothing I can do about it. By the way, it's the same guy, because yesterday morning, that guy put another threat on Twitter against me and said that I was going to have more issues with copyright. So I'm like, okay, I was expecting it to come through yesterday. I was saying it all day on stream yesterday on Twitch that this was going to happen. My stream was going to go down.
But keep in mind, though, ladies and gentlemen, that dude threatened him because he threatened dude. Like, remember? Like, it was what, part 2? Yeah, I think it was part 2 of this. Is when Phil said, when Phil found out that it was a DMCA that actually got him kicked off of Twitch, that you piece of shit, I'm coming for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you for this. You know what I mean? Let the internet take notice that I'm coming for you. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to get you. That's what he said. Now, he didn't say that on Twitch, he said that on YouTube. Because making a threat on Twitch is definitely a no-no. A definite no-no-no. Even though, theoretically, now that I've said that, he should have gotten hit for October 31st of 2018 when he made that threat against Tevin. When he made that threat against Almighty Tevin and shit, that, you know, you're going to pay for this, you're going to get your comeuppance and whatnot, because you can't go around and do whatever you want, and eventually it's going to come back to you. That right there, theoretically, was a threat. And he should have been disciplined for that. He should have been. But, whatever. Semantics. He still had protection at that time.
Didn't. It took them till tonight to do it. So even that tells me that even...
My bad. Back on point. But you threatened... But he threatened Super Fox... Or Super Foxhound, that's funny. Super Hound or whatever. He sat there and threatened that dude on YouTube. What made you think that guy wasn't going to clap back at you? Like, theoretically, he did what he was supposed to. If you're gonna be out here to get attention, right? And you're trying to draw attention from certain people in a certain type of way, when those people respond to you, you take advantage of those situations. That's what happened. You're gonna run around making idle threats to people on the internet and think think that there's not gonna be someone who's not gonna pull your card? Then obviously you need to stay the fuck up off the internet.
Automated DMCA system gets lagged up on the weekends or something. Okay? Now, I used to have a direct line of contact with Twitch. I don't have that anymore. I used to have a guy who I could talk to directly on issues like this. And apparently he doesn't work for the company anymore. In fact, just for the hell of it.
Not only does he not work for the company anymore, Phil, but Twitch didn't feel it to be a priority to assign someone else to you. That's another thing that should be pointed out, if it hasn't been already, is not only the fact that he doesn't have a point of contact anymore, but they didn't feel a need to assign him somebody else. Like, they legit left him dead in the water. It's legit starting to think that I'm legit starting to think that Twitch is starting to turn into YouTube. And if that's the case, I'm just the type of asshole to go over there and stream and whatnot, and just to see how long I can put detractor content over there before they take me down. I'm kind of feeling that way. I was kind of feeling that way before now, but I'm definitely kind of feeling that way now. If there's really a no fucks given policy when it comes to Dark Side Phil, because there's certainly a no fucks given policy when it comes to wings. Like, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck if you go over wings content on Twitch. They don't give a shit. So if there is nobody over there for Phil to suck off anymore for protection, tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Oh well. Oh well. Might have to go ahead and cook some bacon up on a whole nother platform. I'm kind of okay with that if that's the case.
All day yesterday, and I'll check again today. I'm fairly certain nothing's going to change. Hold on. I'll do this live. Yep. His account is defunct. There was an account of a guy who was my direct contact with Twitch for 2-3 years. He was the guy who I talked to when I first got suspended over 2.5 years ago, but that was for my behavior. That was because of something I said on a stream. That wasn't for a false DMCA claim. Defunct. He hasn't been online in days. It must be bad. He must not be legit. You know, it's not a legit account. So I have no contact. What I have to do is sit around on my ass until someone.
Yeah, just like everybody else. You know what would be hilarious? Hilarious is if he got reduced to that of an affiliate and he didn't actually know. Like, that would be funny if Twitch was kind of like, it'd be funny altogether if Twitch kind of did this. If they were like, you know what? If we feel for problematic partners that we've had repeated reports over or go through massive trolling or whatever the scenario is, we're going to go ahead and put you guys almost on like a probation type situation and drop you guys down to an affiliate. We're going to do that for the next like 6 months. And if we feel that you're less of a liability in 6 months, then we'll bring you back. We'll bring you back up the partner status. Now, I don't think they'll do this because Tevin has spoken about this before. That once you're a partner, outside of you get banned, or they just rip your partnership from you, you pretty much stay as a partner pretty much forever. But it would be funny if Twitch implemented that. I should tweet Twitch right now actually and see if they'd be willing to do that. Not for Phil, of course. Not just for Phil. I'm just saying, if you got a bunch of Twitch partners out there who used to be something and aren't anything anymore, right? And if it's getting harder and harder for the people who are on the platform right now to get partnership because there's a bunch of dead channels out there who have partnership still, even though they ain't streamed in years, or you have people who are currently are current Twitch partners and are streaming to less than 15 people. Do they really need partnership, or can we kind of just push them, or can they be pushed down to affiliate status? Now, obviously, I'm being an asshole about all this because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, and I'm not trying to drop somebody's position just because they're no longer in position. But it is an interesting notion, ladies and gentlemen. Just something to think about.
You know, decides. Hold on. Until someone at Twitch.
But I do like the fact, though. I will say this: I do like the fact that for some of the partners who they're not considering, that aren't considered high priority, that they slowly but surely start cutting resources from them and delegating it to others who may actually be able to use it. So yet again, them not delegating another CO to him or PO or another PO to him and whatnot kind of makes sense, because especially with the shit with Hassan and all those allegations and everything going on right now, they probably really need to start circling the wagon and only using the people that they have, as limited as they are, to prioritize to the people they need to actually prioritize to. As well as the fact that obviously we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so they're probably working at half the capacity anyway. Darkside Phil's not going to look at it that way because he's a fucking idiot and he don't leave his house but one day a week anyway, so he doesn't understand the actual dilemma of getting up and going to work every day. You know, these are things that are outside of his understanding. So that's a thing in itself as well.
Actually look at the 2 logs that I've now submitted, one on Saturday morning and one right now, because I did submit another log saying, hey, you shut me down again. You never even told me the reason for the first time. It's the second time. You still didn't tell me the reason. There's nothing I can do about this until you give me the information. This is ridiculous. You know, there's nothing I can do. So I basically got to sit around and wait until they work. They actually do some work. You know, I can't work. I can't stream. I can't.
I thought you were an independent business owner. I thought you were an independent contractor. I thought you ran your own business, dude. So why is it that you need another platform? Why are you dependent on another platform and another group of people to run your own business? It's almost like you're nothing more than just a worker. Just saying, if you need to depend on such and such here to do your job because you depend on their platform to do your job on, that doesn't make you there's no independent of anything there. You are completely and solely reliant on that platform and on the people on that platform to do your job. That makes you an employee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break this to you, Phil, but that's what that makes you. That makes you an employee. Just like with Machinima, just like with Curse, just like with Fatabi and Laveria when they were honey dicking you, and now back on Twitch again. You're an employee. And one of the main things that definitely cements you as an employee is that you can't leave because you can't afford to. Just like with YouTube, you're still a slave to YouTube because you can't leave. You need what little money they provide. So you're not independent of nothing. If YouTube and Twitch go down tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, God forbid, but if YouTube and Twitch went down tomorrow, he's fucked. So where's his business at? Disappears. Where's his supposed independent contract? It disappears. He's dead in the water because he relies on platforms run by other people who allow him to be on those platforms to work. That makes him a worker. And there's nothing wrong with being a worker. Just admit that's what you are. Just throwing it out there, though.
I can't play games and have fun with you guys like I want to do, which is my job, because Twitch sucks. Twitch has this new DMCA system in effect. How whenever they turned it on, I have no idea, but apparently it's
they turned it on earlier in the year, idiot, because you talked about it a little bit when we were talking about the music dilemma that Twitch was going through. And you said, oh, that's not my problem. Oh, no big deal for me because I don't play copyrighted music. If I have to mute a game or not even play a game because DMCA, I'll do that. You harped about that for a week. I remember that distinctly. But now we don't know when. All of a sudden, the shaved monkey has goldfish-like memory, and now we don't remember shit about shit when it comes to DMCA. And when Twitch talked about implementing this new situation. So you were harping about that shit all over Twitter and saying, oh, I got nothing to worry about. Oh, no problems for me. But now all of a sudden that it is a problem. Well, when the fuck did they do this? When did they flip the switch on that? Semantics.
Because whoever this person is has found a way to submit false claims against me, and I have no recourse against it. None. At this point now, I don't know what is the situation. Is this a sub badge? Is this one of my emotes? Is this a piece of fan art? What is it that this guy keeps putting up against me, these claims against me? Right? I have no idea, and I still don't know. They still haven't told me a single piece of information about what's going on. What kind of a business punishes you for things but doesn't tell you what you did wrong and gives you no legal recourse to do anything about it? Huh? I'll be honest with you, I don't think this is legal.
I wish he would just call them his employer. Because that's what they are. I wish he would. Look at this face, by the way. Look at this. Phil, you look legit like Mr. Potato Head. You legit look like Mr. Potato Head here. I mean, a very moldy version of Mr. Potato Head, but that's certainly what you are. Holy shit, you look like Mr. Potato Head. Oh my god, I just said that as an offhanded quiff. I didn't actually think, oh my Christ. See, because that, like, just imagine if his nose was red. And, oh shit! Let me stop. Imagine if his hands had gloves on. Oh shit. Okay, let me stop. Oh my god.
I think that they're supposed to have provided me with a notice of what's happening, so I can, if there's an action that I did incorrectly, I can either give. Right now, I basically have a legal claim
already
against,
skinned and already peeled Mr. Potato Head, though. Oh, shit.
Me, and Twitch is not being complicit in providing information, so I can legally counter that. That's against the law. You can't withhold that information. If someone's legally serving me notice that I stole their content, I need to be given that notice so I can counter it. You can't just shut down my stream and never tell me what's going on. That's actually against the legal process.
And yet it's happened to other people, and guess what? They had to bite it. What makes you any different?
So this is ludicrous at this point. You know, what kind of a system is this? And how am I the person that gets affected like this? Because I don't understand it. Again, I said this the other day. Last night I said this on stream. I was like, I don't understand, why am I the one that gets this to them? Because I'll give you an example. There's tons of big fucking streamers on Twitch right now, right? People that have 10, 20, 30 times more viewership than I ever have. What do I get? A few hundred viewers per stream? Why don't they get this happening to them? I'm sure there's many of them who have trolls. There's people who always complain, this streamer doesn't deserve to stream on Twitch because they did this or this. How are they not being shut down for DMCA? If this troll can get to me, how are those people still streaming on Twitch with no issues, but I am getting these issues now? I've been on Twitch since 2013. I've never had a serious issue like this. This is insane that this is taking place like this, right? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Now, you can argue, some people say, what about Dr. Disrespect? Right, he got banned for no reason, supposedly. He's never told the reason. But what, I mean, maybe, I guess you could argue, any business can ban you for any reason, anytime without telling you. That's true. But if there's an actual legal process behind it, like in this case, if this is another DMCA claim against me, it's actually Twitch's legal responsibility to provide me with the information of why they took my stream down, because there's a legal claim against me, so I can counter that with my own legal counterclaim. If they don't, they're actually breaking the legal process and violating the law themselves. You can't just not provide legal information. If you took me down for, let me put it this way, if it was their policy I violated, okay, Phil violated our streaming policy because he insulted someone on a stream, or he did this, he said a racial slur on a stream or something. Boom, take me off immediately because I violated your community guidelines or whatever, and you don't even have to tell me shit. I'm just gone for good. But if it's a legal reason like this, right? If there's a legal reason, you have to tell me. You have to. I'm telling you, this is not legal, what they're doing. What they're doing is a giant problem. Now, of course, they probably feel that they're not susceptible. Like, who in their right mind is going to try to sue Twitch for this, right? I can't. I don't have the money to do it. I can't sue Twitch and try to hold them accountable for screwing me over. I can't. I don't have the money to do it. So they know that they get away with it. But what if they try to do this to someone big and then they try to get, like Dr. Disrespect, there's a rumor he's trying to sue Twitch, right? You can't, if you're going to at least ban someone, you got to tell them. You can't just ignore it. Ignore the, oh, there's no problem here. You're just gone in tough shit. I've been on the site for 7 years, right? I've been streaming daily. Full-time daily streaming since late 2017. No, late 2016. I returned to the site in late 2016. I've been streaming there for over 3 full years. Like, how can you just do this to me twice now in one weekend, right? Now, the problem is, I don't know what to do. You know, I don't know what to do. Because I told you guys, on Friday, I don't want to leave Twitch. I like Twitch, but if I'm not going to get someone at Twitch to talk to about this, who's going to take it seriously, and who's actually going to help me so that way I don't get my business shut down by a troll repeatedly, how can I continue to work there? This is my livelihood. This is how I make my money. I can't have a job where any day a troll can fuck with me and tell me you make no money today, you can't work today. I can't. Imagine that. Imagine if you went to your job right now, your brick and mortar job that you probably work at, and sorry, can't work today, someone's fucking with our business. Come back tomorrow, maybe then you can work and make some money. What? Well, then I guess
there's a pandemic going on. But are you admitting that you're an employee, though? You want to do that? You want to try to at least come to terms with that you're an employee and YouTube and Twitch are your employers? I mean, if we're just going to try to be honest about the situation. No? Not yet? Okay. You'll get there eventually.
Going to work here. I'm going to go find a better job, right? That's what I mean. And it's not like there's not alternatives.
Are you going to go find a better job, Phil? Where are you going? Where are you going to go? You going to go to Facebook Gaming? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to go to Bitwave? Where are we going? Come on, Phil. Where are we going to get that better job? We're going to Daily Motion? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going to get that better job, Phil? Hey, you know what? Doesn't Kat work at, or Catherine? She works at a store, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she can get you in there as, like, I don't know, cashier, bagging groceries? Maybe working in the deli or some shit, I guess. You always complain about how sandwiches are made poorly. Now you get to make sandwiches for people. That'd be kind of cool. Except for the fact I don't trust you to wash your hands. And since you don't bathe every day, that's just nasty in itself too. Don't do that. Never mind. Scratch that idea, Phil. Don't work around it. Don't work around people. Just don't do that.
To Twitch. You know what I mean? It's not like there's not alternatives to Twitch. All right.
Okay, so when you going? You're right. There are alternatives. But when are you going to go out there and actually do that? You're not going to, are we? We're going to sit back and wait for Twitch to respond so you can go back over there. It's funny when people say, I have other options, and then they stay right where they're at. And we all know someone who's done that before.
Well, anyway, some shout-outs. Some people tipped. I want to do some shout-outs. And then what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys, all right, about what I should do. What are my options? Do you guys know of options to
Wait, you said there was alternatives. You said that you had options. Now you want people to come up with other options. You want people to actually tell you what the options are. So what? You can turn that down and just wait for Twitch to take you back? So this is essentially dead air. We're legit wasting these people's time because this is part of your regular streaming schedule anyway, and you need to do something, right? You're going to use YouTube as a placeholder until your pimp Twitch takes you back, right? That's actually a great screenshot, by the way. And we call that dumbfounded Phil. Part of the caveman collection. But anyway, that's what we're going with. Oh, this should be great.
Twitch that I could do that would be viable options. All right. But first of all, let's do some shout outs here. Respergu to me $5 said, oh no, back to Twitch jail. That's not fair. Of course it's not. I don't know what the fuck's going on. A second fucking time in 2 days. And no notice, nothing. You know? No notice. That's the thing that's still killing me. No notice. They don't think that legally they have to tell me what's going on. If there's a DMCA legal claim,
you're not a priority, Phil. It's the weekend. And yes, there are plenty of Twitch thoughts who have Twitch staff on speed dial on the weekend, but you're not that. You are not a priority. He's mad because he's down there with the rest of the peasants, waiting to get his bread and cheese and maybe some of his slop for his daily nourishment. That's what it is. He lived too good, too long, right? And lost everything because he's a fucking idiot. And now he's right back down there with everybody else, and he got to live with it. He got to deal with it. And he's having a real hard time with it. Which I always find that to be ironic when it comes to people who swore that they were better than other people, and then when they get humbled. And the thing is you don't ever wish for someone to be humble. Don't ever do it. Just know that one day it'll happen. And then when it does, it'll make it so much sweeter. And don't revel in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't revel in it. You treat that shit like a fucking fine bottle of wine. And if any of you guys know anything about wine, when you crack open a bottle of wine, you don't pour it right away. You let it breathe. You savor the aroma, and then you pour it slow. Right? You pour it slow, get a smell of it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, you take your first couple sips and whatnot to kind of really appreciate the flavor, the body, all of the notes and everything. And then you drink. And you drink slowly, but you savor it. Don't be like a Phil and try to boast about a fucking bottle of wine before you even get your hands on it, and then fuck it all up. Because then you just end up like him. Oh my god, it's amazing. A fucking idiot.
They feel no responsibility to actually tell me who's claiming what so I can counterclaim it. You're actually preventing me from taking a defensive legal action. You're hindering the legal process. How is that acceptable?
What legal process were you going to go through on the weekend, Phil? Because I would assume that anything that he puts in from a legal standpoint wouldn't be seen until Monday anyway. Which goes back to my initial point where, one, Twitch should have left him banned until Monday, and B, he shouldn't, when they did unban him, he shouldn't have jumped back on Twitch until Monday. Just saying, Phil, you want to be a grown adult, right? You know, adults have a level of understanding of what their situation and circumstances are. And though there are plenty of adults who work on the weekend, still there's a level of forethought that needs to go into certain situations. You're already in a dilemma where you have no contact and you got a strike on your channel and you don't necessarily know how to address it yet. And you don't, because you don't even know what the strike is. Maybe it's not safe to go on Twitch this weekend. Take a break, buddy. Or if you really need that money for WWE champions or whatever his addiction is, then go ahead and just wait and jump on, and then just go ahead and jump on YouTube, get your pity bucks for the next couple days, and then jump on Monday. Speaking of which, it's funny, Phil, that you have taken shots at Melissa, which is his cousin, at least twice, about the situation with her addiction, and yet you have an addiction yourself. I've just now starting to remember that, but it's really fucked up that he would disregard her because she has an addiction when he has an addiction to stuff too. I just thought I'd put that out there.
Rusty Shackelford to me, $10 says, don't do anything hasty yet. The more the guy does this, the more likely Twitch will realize the system's being abused and it won't stop. The more likely they'll protect you. Twitch support is not even open until Monday. I mean, true. If that's the case, true. Okay, Twitch support's not open until Monday.
If that's the case, idiot? You just told us that you went ahead and messaged them on Saturday and you still haven't heard anything. It's not a message of, it's not an actuality if it's true. It obviously is true. Which, yet again, that person right there is only cementing and reinforcing what I said before. Twitch shouldn't have unbanned you until Monday, or you shouldn't have gone back to Twitch to start streaming again. You should just continue to stream IRL bullshit over the weekend, or take the goddamn weekend off and spend time with your wife and your stepson, until Monday. One of the two. One of the two. Because look at where he's at now. He still doesn't have Twitch. He didn't have Twitch really that long on Friday. He definitely doesn't have it now on Sunday. It's almost as if maybe it was a good idea just to take the weekend off from Twitch, whether you get your account back or not.
How is that acceptable, though? You see what I'm saying? Like, how is it acceptable that I'm going to work on a website where if this ever happens on a weekend, I can't work all weekend because Twitch support's closed till Monday? You see? That's what I mean. Like, I need to be put in contact with someone at Twitch who's actually going to talk to me about this issue so we can get it resolved.
Well, there's no one to put you in contact with, idiot, if they're all off over the weekend. I don't understand how this is hard to compute. It's funny how I want them to do this, and this, despite the fact that the infrastructure itself and the people working within that infrastructure aren't there. And this is kind of how Twitch fucked him, because by giving his account back to him after hours on Friday, by giving him his account back, They gave him the false security that he was going to be okay if anything happens over the weekend, because he told us that he expected the next attack to come on Saturday and it didn't. And now he's fucked on Sunday. And he's doing all this bitching and complaining, knowing damn well that it'll be resolved on Monday. So we're literally here complaining just to complain.
Twitch report logs, wait to whenever they get to them, you know. And by the way, like I said, it's not even... Waiting for Twitch support is not a solution. I talked to Twitch support twice on Friday. They still didn't provide me, after me telling them I needed it, they still didn't provide me with the information about that first DMCA claim. So, you're right. Like, Rosie Shackelford, you're right. I don't want to leave Twitch. I don't want to do anything hasty. I don't. That's why...
You already did, though. You're already hanging yourself. Him being hasty was him going back onto Twitch's platform after they unbanned him. Or lifted his suspension. Whatever. That's his first mistake right there. And yet again, you didn't know what the DMCA claim was, or strike was, or whatever. You didn't know what the first one was. Why would you jump on the platform yet without any concrete information about it? You should have just waited till Monday. And then he's saying, oh, well, I had to work. All right, then, bitch, then you're right. You had to go ahead and get back to your employer, and you had to go ahead and jump back onto your shift. All right, fair enough. Then you just take whatever comes to you then. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. You're on a vest streak of 193, which means you're closer to 20,000 than you've ever been, and you're telling me you have no reserves? Yet again, that's your own fault. That's your own fault.
I'm not playing any gameplay here on YouTube tonight. You notice I don't have super chat enabled and all that shit. I don't want to...
It don't matter. I mean, as I've said, you're just a beggar. You're a bum who masquerades as a fucking gamer. So who gives a shit? You're making money right now, and what are you doing? Bitching and complaining. Angry snorting all over the place. Playing the victim. Like, why won't my bosses help me? What makes this any different than you bitching and complaining and being hoof-held through any game of choice? Insert game here. What would make the difference? What would make any difference? Isn't he getting the shit criticized out of him now in Paper Mario for being held through that? And that's boring. No one wants to see that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. God bless people like the Outsider and anybody else who does this is how you don't play. Because that shit must suck now. Like, it must be a fucking hassle to go through those things. His older stuff, probably not. But the newer stuff, though, it's probably a pain in the goddamn ass to do shit like that. It really must. So like I said, people like the Outsider and other people who do this is how you don't play, be thankful for that. Because that shit is probably way more taxing than it used to be. But certainly than it should be.
With Twitch, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to see myself having a future over there when this just happened 2 days in a row. I told them how serious it was, and they didn't take me seriously, you know? All right. Yanks, tip me $1, says, leave Twitch, will follow you. They're acting like machinima, ignore you, and then treating you like you're nothing, so just leave. I don't feel good. Listen, I certainly...
He's scared.
Don't...
That's actually, that person brought up a great point. If these people are treating you like machinima, why don't you just leave? Because what he did with machinima was a bluff. It was a bluff. He thought he had good cards and whatnot. He thought he was holding a high hand, and he didn't. He found out very, very quickly that, for one, he was obsolete. He was outdated. He was expired. 2, he had no value. He had no priority on machinima. And they were being courteous to him by saying, hey, we're working on it. Stay off of our back. We'll let you know when we let you know. Because they really didn't know. Or they didn't have enough information to pass on to this ass clown who's going to sit there and make a video. And you just don't give people like him information. They're not going to give him sensitive information. That'd be absolutely obliviously stupid if they were to do that. But you're not going to give someone like Darkside Phil information. You just don't do it. It's just a really bad idea. But that was a bluff. And it was a really big bluff. He really thought that he had nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? That he thought, if nothing else, that person would just kind of cast him off to the side and he'd be stuck for another week or two and then eventually things would work out. No, he ain't sat there and made a threat to these people. Someone said, I call. And then he had to show his cards and he wasn't holding shit. And he got cleaned out. And they were like, all right then, there's the door. Get the fuck out. He got fired like you would fire any employee. That's his mistake. And he knows that. And now he's too scared to do it. He made that threat to Twitch and to Superhound, but he did that on YouTube. Which is funny because according to the partnership, the TOS on Twitch, anything that you do on Twitch whatever you do off of Twitch reflects what you do on Twitch, theoretically. So basically, let's say I started streaming on Twitch and I started wilding the fuck out on Twitter or some shit, I theoretically could be disciplined for that. Because I am representing Twitch. As a partner, I should say. Let me put that in there. Same concept. But now, he's scared. He knows now that he doesn't actually have the value by these companies that he does with these wheelchair symbols. And these wheelchair symbols can't save him forever. So he knows now, I can't afford to lose Twitch, and I can't afford to make idle threats anymore. At least not like I did, a day or two prior. It's not going to work. That's why he won't leave. And which is funny, because on the 17th, this is on the 19th, remember. On the 17th, he was talking about, hey, I'm going to leave. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that if they don't do what I want. He said earlier on in this, just a couple minutes ago, that there are other alternatives. I have options. But he's not looking to exercise any of them. Yet again, more idle... Excuse me. Jesus Christ. SnortBucks is killing me. But I love it, though. More empty threats on his part. Absolutely more empty threats. Speaking of which, the SnortBucks energy drink line, which is what we're experimenting on, which is what I'm drinking, I need to ease that back. I don't know. Needs more fruit juice or something. Jesus Christ. But it needs to... He doesn't hold the value that he thought he does. So now he doesn't want to do anything. And which is another DSPism. Once he realizes how powerless he is in a situation, he'll just sit back and wait. Play victim and just sit back and wait. He's too scared to do anything at that point. He will not move until someone tells him to, which doesn't get any more pathetic, I would say. But that is the dark side Phil way, though.
Feel good about this situation. I don't. I feel bad. I feel terrible. I feel like all the work I put into building my following and the viewership and the channel on Twitch, years and years of
another bugged-eyed moment. I love these things. I don't know why, but I do. I really, really do. I have no discernible reason why I should, but I do. Certainly. Let's talk a little bit about his supposed viewership and his supposed following. His following only became what it was on Twitch because Twitch had implemented this thing a couple years ago that if you were known to be in a certain type of directory for a certain amount of time, they basically had people auto follow you because you were in this directory. So at that time, I think that was like Street Fighter V, right? So a lot of people who frequented Street Fighter V, were like, oh, okay, well, a lot of people who watched Street Fighter V at that time would be directed towards Darkside Phil because he plays a lot of Street Fighter V, or Demon Souls, or whatever the thing may be. Like, take your pick. So that's a situation in itself. So that's something you guys should kind of think about. That's really why his followers on Twitch, not subscribers, but followers on Twitch jumped the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, he shouldn't have any... What, he has like 80 something thousand people following him, maybe more, maybe less. In reality, he probably shouldn't have any more than like 30 or 40,000. Majority of them are sock accounts. If you want to talk about his viewership is dead. Dead. On the chill streams, 200, 250, maybe. Dark Dave Mirrors usually beats him out. If you're talking about on the day streams, maybe 500, for a new game, maybe 600 for the first hour or so. Then it drops back down into the 3s or 4s where it should be. You've been streaming that long with a name, not a good name, not a clean name, not a respectable name, but a name. And that's all the viewership you can hold on to. And that's why this bug-eyed Phil right here kind of falls into what I'm saying right now, because that right there is the reality. It's that fearful reality that he has to kind of deal with. Or you could say this is him looking out the door as he's seeing Jim walk out the house. That could be a thing. I mean, that could be a thing too. That could be a thing too. Good shit.
Hard work now was for nothing because they just literally don't care. They're just a company that didn't. I was the opposite. I was of the opposite mentality. For years, I had a direct point of contact with Twitch. I could talk to a human if I had an issue. And yeah, it might take a few hours to get an answer.
Also, big ups to the DSP Historical Society for sending me the screenshots. And like I said, if you have any more, just please keep sending them. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Really, thank you. He's got some good ones here, too. He's got some great ones here. Holy shit. I need to turn this into a slideshow.
Had a human contact. Apparently, this guy doesn't work there anymore, and they never gave me another contact. They just don't care, right? So that's screwed up. Guitar player tipped me $5, says people are willing to break the law and risk going to jail just to mess with you. It seems really stupid. Yeah, but guitar player, you understand this is nothing new. Ever since it became internet crime, anonymous internet crime, where chances of you getting caught are almost zero, people have fucked with me for years. Remember 2015 when I got a platitude, a plethora, a giant amount of, I don't think platitude was the right word, a giant amount of false copyright strikes against DSPGaming, my YouTube channel. And at that time, YouTube didn't actually verify any information. Anything that came in, just like's happening to me now, apparently was just blanket accepted. And they shut down my channel. And I basically had to delete a ridiculous amount of crap from my channel. So it's not like people haven't done this to me before. And by the way, the people who did that back then blatantly talked about it on the internet. They said, yeah, we did it. They admitted it publicly. But I don't have the money to sue them. YouTube doesn't care and doesn't go after them. Law enforcement doesn't care. To them, that's, is it a crime? Sure. Is it a crime worth them wasting their time and resources going after? No. No, they think there's way more serious crimes, that these this stuff, internet stuff isn't serious, which is ridiculous because it's my livelihood. So of course it's serious. Of course it is, but they don't see it that way. It seems like the only way to handle it is to sue. But how do you sue when it's so expensive? You're talking years of work, lawsuits, getting the information of who the person really is. You know what I mean? Like, how would that be arrested? I don't think there is. I think what I need to do is I need to go to a place where I'm not going to just have false DMCAs taking my business down every day. I don't know what place that is, George T. Dawson, to me $5, said, please reach out to Twitch streamer Destiny. He has good contacts and deals with trolls and haters and empathizes with your situation. I promise you can trust him and he'll help you. First of all, Destiny used to actually just kind of troll me. He used to constantly be following stuff in my life. Like I talked about, I'm going to get a new car, and he would troll me, oh, you're getting the wrong car and stuff. I don't know why.
He wasn't wrong. Like, Destiny was not wrong with what he said. That was actually a pretty good video. I'm going to probably go over that on the Imagine Me Giving the Invisible Thumb. I'll probably go over that on the Fight Club channel. It's a good video. And like I said, Destiny knew what he was talking about. So it wasn't like he was wrong. And since Phil watched the video, I would assume he took some of that information in stride. As what Phil does.
Yeah, I've heard from the guy in years now. I've already said openly on Twitter, I need help.
Oh, the T-pose. Oh, shit. I don't know. I'm sorry. I gotta make this somewhat entertaining for me. Jesus Christ. He's not saying really much anything.
I said, I don't know what the next step is, that I could do anything to get help at this point. I have absolutely no idea what to do. At this point, it doesn't seem like Twitch is going to help me unless I get someone else.
Here's the thing, though, too, right? Because, like I said, if I just spoke early on about the vestige, the vestige celebration thing. So, in actuality, at the end of this saga, nothing really came out of this. He made himself a little bit of money, and it was enough to push him to the 200 vest streak, and that was it. Nothing came out of this. He didn't get nearly any of the fanfare or recognition that Dr. Disrespect did, not to say that he would have, he got nothing out of this, really. He was locked up in some drama that made him look like a complete and total idiot, but exposed how much value he actually has on Twitch, and that was that. And this kind of angry Mr. Potato Head face here kind of proves all that. This didn't do anything for him at all. It didn't do anything. It was a complete and total waste. I mean, it was still an interesting saga, but we'll wait until we get to the very end of it. But at the end of the day, nothing came out of it. He tried so hard he tried so hard to put himself into peril and to try to put himself on the same level as Dr. Disrespect with the injustice that's going on right now, if you want to call it that. And it didn't go anywhere for him. Like most things DSP does, it was a fad, people laughed at it, and then they moved on. Wow.
Dude, the stupid customer support log system doesn't work. So I need help. And alright. I talked to 2 people. One person told me, contact the legal department with a letter. I don't think that's going to work. Okay? One person told me, well, you might be able to get someone on the phone, but it might take you a long time because you might have to go through a bunch of transfers and basically try to fool your way into the system to talk to someone over there.
First thing, you could go contact the legal department. He's not going to do that. He broke and he's scared, so he ain't going to do that. Secondly, what he's talking about right here, right now, is what he did with Machinima. And he knows where that got him. And he's not going to do that. But that's exactly how he was able to get as far as he did into Machinima management before he finally got shut down, and then eventually they kicked his ass out of there. So here's the piggy marketing scheme right here.
There. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a viable solution to me either. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That one guy tipped me $5. Said someone at Twitch is going to have to make this right for our boy Phil, if you know what I mean. I vote for the Deer Girl. Well, I don't know anything about the Deer Girl that people talk about all the time on my streams. I don't know who the hell that is. But I need someone to talk to about it. I can't just go days at a time wondering what's happening, getting no information, having my channel shut down, open. Now, here's the other thing. And I talked about this on Friday, but that was only the first incident. All right? That was only the first incident. This is the second incident now within a weekend. Last time around, I was basically threatened by Twitch support, and I was told, if this keeps happening, there's a chance we may permanently suspend your channel. Like, they outright said that in the log.
That's just the policy. That's just how that works. I mean, I guess take that as a threat if you want to, but that's what it is. A real threat, though, ladies and gentlemen, is you telling Twitch, if you guys don't give me troll protection from here on out, I'm going to leave your platform. Now, is that really a threat? If he was someone with a name, like with a real name, or if he had real value to what he does, which he don't, then it might be. But it's not. You know what I'm saying? But that would be classified as a threat. Them enforcing their policy isn't a threat. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's not.
They sent me. They said if we get more DMCA claims, there's a chance that we may permanently suspend your channel. How? How are you going to punish me? I didn't do anything, and you haven't provided me with any evidence of anything. How can you shut me down? They said so. Now, even though you're saying, oh, just wait it out, what if this keeps happening over and over the course of this week, and then they completely get rid of my channel? I didn't do anything, right? I don't know. Carlton Jr. tipped me $1 and said, since you think the subscriber crown badge is the problem, submit a dummy counterclaim for that. If they correct you on it, correct the counterclaim. I can't. See, here's the thing, Carlton Jr. In order to submit a proper counterclaim, you need the original claim. You need the information from the original claim. You have to send it to them and say, here's the claim I'm referencing, and I am counterclaiming it, stating I feel this is wrong or this is erroneous. You can't just say, okay, I think it's my chat badges. Please fix that for me. It doesn't work. You have to actually submit it's one of the requirements is to submit the original claim, and I don't have the original claim to do it. Anyway, Thank you for that tip. Let's keep going. A lot of people are saying stuff. Sambuca 2020 tipped me $1.30. Says, you kind of knew this was coming. Dr. Disrespect said all the same things you're saying. Twitch bans out of nowhere nonstop. Twitch is making crap loads of money, so they cover their ass. I think you should move to Mixer or YouTube. Can't move to Mixer. Mixer's done, dude. Mixer is done. As of now, I think they shut down completely, didn't they? Or within a day or two? They said they're done this month. Definitely not Facebook. Yeah, I mean, Facebook gaming, I don't know, man. Like, I think everyone is insanely skeptical of Facebook gaming being any kind of, you know what I mean? Any kind of a viable situation. I think it's kind of a joke that when Microsoft said we're shutting down Mixer, we want everyone to go to Facebook gaming, everyone was like, Facebook gaming. Just to give you an example, all right? I used to have a Facebook account. I don't talk about it. You notice that. It's been years. When I first started on YouTube and I started to get a following, all I had was a Twitter. People yelled at me I should have a Facebook. So eventually I made a Facebook, and then I made a fan Facebook that the fans could follow and stuff. And I tried to link it to my Twitter, and I did. And I used to basically only use it to, like, accept questions for my Q&A show that I would do every 2 months. I would, oh, you can post up questions or whatever. And it would just mirror what was on my Twitter. Well, it would constantly screw up. It would constantly not mirror the Twitter properly. It would constantly have issues. Then people found out that on Facebook, right, and this is still true, if you know someone's login, like if you know their login name, you can just repeatedly fake login, like try to log in with wrong info. And if you do it like 100 times, Facebook locks the account. So every time I went to log into my Facebook, my account was locked. And it got to the point where I couldn't even unlock the account anymore. Because what happened was that Facebook account was for fans, and all my friends were my fans. All right? I didn't know any of them. So I go in there and I'm like,
all my friends were my fans. I didn't know any of them. Did he have like a Mark Zuckerberg moment where like he couldn't compute some shit? All of my friends were my fans, but I didn't know any of them. The fuck? Alright, whatever.
how do you get it unlocked? Oh, well, you have to have 3 of your friends vouch for you. My friends are just viewers from YouTube. They don't know anything about me to vouch for me. So I could never get the account unlocked, and I gave up on it. I said, fuck Facebook, I'm done with this. There's no point in me ever using it again. Now, can you imagine trying to run a business on Facebook where on a daily basis I probably couldn't even log into the damn thing? Rusty Shoggle for to me another $5. It says, Twitch is more likely to protect you than any other platform. YouTube and almost every other big site on the internet have automatic DMCA takedown systems. You're a Twitch partner, you get unbanned, they unbanned you faster than YouTube people that this same guy has hit, so give Twitch time. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Rusty. I've had lots of issues with false DMCA on YouTube before. I've had it over the years. And if you haven't noticed, my YouTube's okay. You noticed that, right? I would guess, this is just me guessing, probably people file false DMCAs against me on YouTube all the time. And I would think YouTube has gotten wise to it, and they don't entertain any of them. You know what I mean? Like, I think YouTube got used to it. Because, like I said, at one point, I was getting constantly hit with false DMCAs. That was back in 2015. Then it kind of ended for a while. Then I got one of them about 2 years ago. Wasn't it like the summer of 2018 where someone impersonated Rockstar and said that they were going to try to claim all my Rockstar playthroughs? So I contacted YouTube because I have partner support, whatever it's called. I have support because I'm a big enough channel to have the direct line of contact where I could chat with someone at YouTube. And I talked to someone directly, and I explained the situation, and sent an email as well, because there's a log system. You can send an email, same thing, because when you're big enough, you can send them that way. Right? So, yeah, so I got it resolved within, like, 1 day. Because I basically talked to them directly, said, there's no way this is legit. I guarantee you this is not legit info. And within a day, they said, yeah, we verified it's fakes, and they undid everything. And I haven't had any problems with DMCA on YouTube in over 2 years. So you would think, I think YouTube's gotten wise to it. YouTube's system's probably better. If anything, like, you would have to actually concretely claim, like, for example, let's say someone tries to claim one.
He always does this. Praise a system that praise the platform that you're on, bash it the moment you're where you want to be, and vice versa. What a scumbag.
All my videos on my YouTube channel are just my gameplay. There's nothing else there. I don't use anything else, you know. So they don't allow fan art claiming anymore. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like everything it seems on YouTube is kind of, I'd be all right. I'm not saying I would never have an issue, but even if I did get an issue, first of all, you don't get shut down entirely. On YouTube, when you get a DMCA claim, you get a notice and you have a time frame to work it out. They don't just immediately shut you down like they just did twice to me on Twitch. I would be in the same, I'd still be able to stream tonight, and I'd behind the scenes have to work with YouTube to say, nah, this is fake, here's the evidence, and then they would clean it up, right? Which is not what's happening right now. Twitch is just saying, oh well, tough shit, goodbye. Okay? Which is not correct. I mean, it's fucked up. It shouldn't be happening, right? Alright, continuing on here. Samson tipped me $1.50 and says, how does one get banned if Twitch is off for the weekend? Because more than likely, Samson, this was like something that was in the queue. Like I told you, this guy, his name is Superhound or whatever, he tweeted yesterday morning that there was another copyright thing that was going to hit me. And we all waited for it and didn't come. All yesterday, nothing. Today, nothing. All of a sudden, it hits me now tonight. So I think what happened was this was already in the pipeline, and maybe it's probably automated, and it's probably slower on the weekend, but apparently it finally filtered through or whatever. You know, I would assume the system of hitting people with the claims goes through fairly automated, but then the fixing it is human people touching it, which is why I had to submit that customer support log, and that log had to go through and all of that. You know what I mean? I killed Phil, tipped me $4.20, said you should challenge Superhound to a fight to the death. That's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Then he also recommends Chatterbait as a streaming site. That's the second stupidest thing I've ever heard. But thanks for the $4 tip. Oh my god. Ryan tipped me $1.30, says they need to deal with Superhound abusing their automated system. Yes, they do. You can't always be in fear of them auto-suspending you because of him. This is ridiculous. I agree with you 100%. Awesomeness Kaboom tipped me $1, said you could always stream on hub sites. I don't know what that means. Hub sites. Unless you're joking about Pornhub or something stupid like that, which obviously is not going to happen. Look here tipped me $1.30, said I should talk to ReviewTech USA. This same guy has stalked him for years, and Rich might have information. Maybe I'll have to, because at this point I don't know what else to do. But the thing is, if Rich had his information, obviously he didn't get stopped, right? Didn't matter if he had his information or not. You know, it just seems like the guy just gets away with whatever he wants.
I thought Rich was a whore, right? And he was a fence sitter, and he was a failure because he started off talking about tech and then he moved on to do other shit because he wasn't successful enough at talking about tech. Now you would be considerate. You would consider talking to him? Well, that's not if that's not hypocritical, I don't know what is. That just sounds disgusting. That sounds disgusting. And didn't Rich try to get you on his podcast? As if that meant anything. But didn't he try to get you on his podcast recently and you said no, he's a toxic individual and why would I want to waste my time with that? But now that you stuck and you apparently are out of options, now you want to do it? Wow. What a bitch.
$5 said silly Twitch, maybe just go to YouTube. Members can sub, people can still tip through this. Maybe it's something to consider, or maybe a test stream, play a chill game. Sorry this has happened. Yeah, like right now, I could easily stream on YouTube. Right now, I could do a gameplay stream. And I have Super Chat enabled. I do not have Super Chat enabled. And I don't have the ability, what do they call it? Join the channel. I think here it's not subscription, because subscribing's free on YouTube. Don't they call it like join the channel, become a channel member? You pay a flat fee, just like subscribing over on Twitch, and you get benefits in the chat and stuff like that. I think so, right? I think that's how it works. I have the capability to enable all that right here immediately if I wanted to, and I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I don't want to burn bridges with Twitch, but I know I did nothing wrong. I know I did absolutely nothing wrong, and they keep hitting me with false shit. So I want to keep streaming on Twitch, but I need some point of contact. I need someone to speak with to fix the issue, not hope that customer support will respond sometime this week and resolve it, because certainly they ignored me on Friday and didn't even read the body of my messages to them to tell me what was going on. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I know. Ryan tipped me $1.30. He says that now the Superhound guy is talking about my wife on Twitter. Of course he is. He's a piece of garbage. So of course he's gonna now, you know, not only me and my business, but now he's gonna start referencing my wife and shit because he's a piece of human shit. You know, he realizes he can't. No matter how much he harasses me and he tries to take me down, I'm not going anywhere. Whether I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on another site, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to keep doing this. Nothing this motherfucker does is going to stop me from doing what I love and having a fun time with you guys on a daily basis. It's not. It's just a fact of
doing what I love. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the face of someone who loves what they do. And don't ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it.
Figure out what that resolution is going to be. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Like I said, one of the reasons I'm doing this is that I want to talk to you guys about alternatives, or if anyone actually has concrete information, right? If anyone has concrete information about how to contact Twitch, I need it. Okay? Well, someone that says this guy has run my detractors off YouTube, I know what happened. I already know what happened. So what he did is he was claiming, okay, my content against them. So as you know, my detractors or restreamers or whoever they are, they would live rebroadcast my content on YouTube. So I'd be on Twitch streaming and they would rebroadcast my stream on YouTube and make fun of me during it. It was like lampooning me, or like Mystery Science Theater 3000 live commentary over the live product to make fun of me, right? So what he did is he would false claim, he would say he was me, and he knows all my info because I've been doxxed so many goddamn times. Everyone knows all of my info.
Shut the fuck up. He hasn't been doxxed, ladies and gentlemen. His information has been widely put out there because the idiot put his information out there. The reason why people were able to find his address was back in Connecticut. He was doing a condo walkthrough, and he had mail out in the open, and he took his he fucking went up to, and he took his camera and zoomed in on the goddamn thing, and it was like, yep, there's my letter there with my address and everything, and then flips it over and says it's no big deal. Everybody already knows who I am and where I live, everything, and where I live anyway. No one gives a shit. And on another walkthrough he did, he had like a bunch of boxes, basically, like Amazon packages, if you will, in his kitchen where the trash can's at, because he was too lazy to break it down and take them to the trash can. Had his address and everything on that shit too. Jesus Christ.
So he would just go hit them looking seemingly like he was me and give them my info saying that I was legitimately claiming them, and he got their channel shut down because of it. Now, I had no ability to stop any of that because I didn't do it. He did it all in my name, but I was never involved. If I was ever involved by YouTube, I would have told them this is all illegitimate and I don't want that to happen, and no, don't process those claims. But I was never involved in any of that at all. There's nothing I could do about it. So that's terrible, because I even posted publicly on Twitter, what was it, a month ago? I made a public post that said, I'm not claiming anything. Anyone who's doing it in my name is doing it, you know, illegally, and this should not be entertained. But apparently they don't care. But again, I've got to say, you have to believe that over the years, people have tried, like I said, I know people must have done false DMCAs against me all the time, everywhere, whether it was, you know, Twitch or Twitter or YouTube, and now they're entertaining it finally on Twitch for some reason. This guy finally found the one thing that they'll actually entertain and take me down for, even though it's not legitimate at all. But YouTube, I think, has kind of been there, done that, and knows not to just entertain every bullshit claim against me. Plus, what's he going to claim against me? All he could claim is my own videos. You can't claim the video against yourself. They'd immediately say, wait a minute, this is the content creator who owns the channel. Why would he be claiming his own video against his own channel? And then they would just say, okay, this is bullshit, and shut it down. Versus if you're, for example, claiming someone else's content and say, oh, this guy stole my content and here's all the information. Oh, that might be legit, so they entertain it. See? It's different. I could be wrong, but who knows, right? This is dumb. Okay, continuing on. Timbo Slice tipped me $1, says, now the idiot Superhound is bringing your personal life into it. Right. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know who he is. I have no idea why he doesn't like me, why he's involved myself in my streams, my detractor streams. Also, apparently, like people have said, it's not just me. He's done this, I guess, to Review Tech USA and others. I don't know. I'm not involved with him. I'm not involved with Rich, right? So why? It seems to me this guy is cuckoo. He's cuckoo. And he thinks that this is how he gets attention, right? So if this is how he gets attention, just keep doing it because it's giving him the attention he wants, and no one stopped him yet. No company has stopped him. No one's, you know, so he's gonna keep doing it, right? Like why would he stop if he knows he can get away with it, right? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, guys. The thing locked up. Hold on. My laptop sucks, as you guys know. Here we go. That one guy took me $5, said I should make an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure that's not the solution. Because I'm a gamer. I'm not anything else but a gamer. That's what I want to do.
You're the furthest thing from a gamer. But whatever.
I'm not going to be on OnlyFans doing anything but gaming. I'm pretty sure that no one's going to want to see that on OnlyFans. Knowing what kind of site it is.
Well,
Another anonymous dollar.
Given your viewership on YouTube and on Twitch, no one really wants to see you do it on those platforms either. But semantics.
I feel like leaving Twitch would be a bad decision. It would hurt you very badly long term. Surely eventually Twitch will put a stop to this. I mean, I hope so. I mean, that's what it is. We're all hoping. All we're doing is we're sitting here hoping. And you know the saying, you can wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which gets filled first. Right? I could sit here wishing for the best, and it's not going to fix anything if this happens repeatedly. And this has now happened 2 times in 2 days. Internet butt stalker took me $1.30, says you should do what Ghost Politics did and go to DLive. Okay, so what is DLive? We'll talk about this in a minute because, like I said, I want to know about viable alternatives. I don't know about DLive or what it is. So, you know, if this is a viable alternative or something, then obviously it's something I would want to consider. But again, I don't know what that is. Kevin to me $1.30 says what sucks the most, he's done this weekend when he knows people are in the Twitch office or at home. He did it now knowing you'd be less likely to receive help from Twitch because he's a sociopath. I mean, maybe, because I never did. I never had to bother with Twitch support or anything. I never had issues with Twitch. So I didn't know that, but apparently this guy knows stuff. Apparently he's learned from other people, right? Awesomeness Kaboom tipped $1. Says, is there any way to control YouTube chat? I'll be honest with you, Awesomeness Kaboom. From what I've seen, no. From what I've seen, YouTube chat...
Keep in mind, he doesn't know much, and most of his information is outdated anyway, so keep that in mind.
Uncontrollable. Like, right now, I see people talking in it, right? And, you know, it seems to me that YouTube chat is just this terrible thing that YouTube doesn't care about fixing. When YouTube first started live streaming years ago, and I saw that their chat was just comments, a comment system, instead of an actual IRC chat like every other streaming company uses, I was like, that's terrible, and I hope they fix it. Here we are. Like, seriously. Here we are 7 years later, and they're still using the same chat comment system. They never improved. How do you not improve in 7 freaking years while all of your comments...
There's all kinds of irony in this right here, but let him have his moment.
Around you has evolved and gotten better. How do you stay the same? That baffles me that they never fixed it, because this being a comment system instead of a true chat system, anyone can do anything.
So
right?
Basically trying to take away people's freedom of speech. That's Philip Brunel for you. That's the rules of Galtopia, just in case you guys didn't know. So as it pertains to staying the same for X amount of years and never changing, Phil Brunel should know all about that. All about that. His streaming from YouTube to Twitch over the years haven't changed. How many years did it take him to go from filming his TV with his camcorder, to go into direct capture? How many years has he said he wanted to do and or have a green screen and still hasn't done it yet? He's interested in doing it now, but he wants people to pay for it again and whatnot, as if they hadn't already paid for the first green screen he bought. Now he wants them to pay for another one, but he wants to talk about other people being outdated. Wow.
Anyone can do anything. Really bad. So I don't know. I mean, if there are people who full-time stream on YouTube and they want to give me some recommendations on like, this is a better way to control your chat or what, we have recommendations, please send those my way too. I need as much help as possible. And if I end up having to stream on YouTube temporarily for a bit until stuff gets figured out, I mean, I need
Why don't you ask? Why does the information just have to be served up to you? And then you can decide whether it's valid or not. Go out and look for yourself, asshole. Jesus Christ, YouTube is part of a giant search engine. Just look it up. Oh, lazy twat.
Right now, you can see we have 2 moderators right now trying to control this. Good luck, Chuck. It's so ridiculously out of control. Spartan King tipped me $1, and unfortunately, you might lose some Twitch Prime subs. And the YouTube chat would have to be heavily moderated. And is there a YouTube equivalent to cheering? There is. I believe it's called Super Chat. And it's almost the same from what I'm to understand. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously on Twitch, it's a bits system. You have to purchase bits and you cheer with bits. I think on YouTube, it's you choose how much you want to do for a super chat. And it, just like on Twitch, it highlights the message. And
yeah,
by
but
the
a
way,
bit and a super chat is 2 separate things, though. Whatever. It's almost like Phil's flapping his arms and shit. It's probably the fastest he'll ever move. Oh boy. But it's all camera shotting though, ladies and gentlemen. He cannot actually move that fast.
That, I would say definitely this is a thing that is going to be a factor. And here's why I say that. Right now, I'm using OBS to stream, and I'm using Streamlabs as my method of getting contributions on the screen. Well, Streamlabs works with YouTube, Twitch, and I want to say like it was working with Mixer. And that's it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work with other sites. So I would have to figure out a way to get, if I go to a third-party site like that, to get this stuff to work with it, which could be a significant problem for me, you know. I obviously, I want things to be just like they were. I want it to be a consistent practice. I want it to work smoothly. Wins of Winter says YouTube takes 30% of super chat money, but Twitch takes 50% of bits, right? So when you buy bits, they take 50%, I want to say. No, wait, I take that back. I got completely confused. Twitch takes 50% of subs. They take half of each subscription, but they charge you a premium for bits. The streamer gets all the bits you cheer to the streamer, but Twitch makes a big profit when you buy those bits up front. They make money on the sale, you see? So in reality, is it different? I have no idea. You would think YouTube would have probably done something very equivalent, right? I'm sure it's not going to be a big difference between the two. Awesomeness Kaboom tipped me another $1, says make your own Twitch website. Yeah, right. I don't have enough money to sue someone. Yeah, I'm going to have enough money to create my own streaming business, apparently. I don't think that's very likely.
And yet he continues to threaten that he's going to sue people. Imagine that.
To happen here. I'm pretty sure that's very unlikely, actually. Hold on a second. Did this work? That was correct, right? Was that like 64 and I went to 65? I think that was correct. I might have screwed it up. Oh, let's see here. Appearing online won't fucking. That's all it says. He tipped me $5. I think Super on Twitter has been. Let's hope this gets fixed. I have no idea what that means. Has been? What do you mean? It got taken down? Even if it did, the guy's Twitter's been taken down 1,000,000 times and it always comes back. Yeah. Muse tipped $1.30. Says it's ridiculous Twitch doesn't have staff working weekends to take care of things like these. For a business that's running 24/7, they need to have staff around the clock. I wholeheartedly 100% agree with that statement. Ryan tipped me $1. Says, do you think someone could be paying him to do this? It's psychotic. The latest tweets have gone too far. You don't threaten people's family. I can't believe he's threatening your wife. I mean, maybe this guy is actually I don't want to say a fence, but like he's an agent of someone else. But it doesn't matter. In reality, it doesn't matter who's actually doing it. It's about getting it stopped. You know what I mean? And it's not getting him to stop submitting the claims. It's getting Twitch to stop entertaining the false claims, right? That's the problem here. They shouldn't be entertaining the nonsense. Like I said, I guarantee you there have been so many times over the years where there's been false stuff against me. Completely erroneous false claims about not only copyright, but probably community guidelines violations, so much negative stuff towards me that's untrue. And it wasn't until this weekend that somehow it affects me on Twitch. So that's what gets me, is that something's changed. It's obviously something's changed, or this guy found the one thing that Twitch doesn't check. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. Okay. Let's see here. Ryan cheered, Ryan tipped me. No, I already read that. Senko tipped $1.30. He says, how long are you willing to wait for Twitch to contact? Who knows all this nonsense? Like like it or not, giving you publicity, maybe it could be a fresh start. I mean, you're right, Senko. But the thing is, I don't want a fresh start. I just want to keep streaming on Twitch. I don't want to start over. That would be a bad scenario for me. If I have to leave Twitch and go somewhere else, that would suck. I don't want to leave Twitch. I want to keep streaming on Twitch. But they can't keep falsely taking my channel down when I did nothing wrong. You know, so I just don't know what to say about it. In that regard, like, how long am I gonna wait? I need an answer tomorrow. I can't go. I'm seriously cannot go a whole day without streaming. I can't. Right now, the situation I'm in, I've explained this to you guys. I just came out of a really bad situation. I had to file for bankruptcy. Thank God the bankruptcy was granted. Now I need to catch up on my back taxes. That's what I'm working on this month. This month was supposed to be a huge month for me. Big new releases, making money so I can pay a tax attorney to work with the government to get me set up on a tax plan so I can pay my back taxes and the government's not coming after me for money that I owe them, and then have consistent income to pay this every month. Right? This was the plan. This was all set up perfectly.
Shouldn't that have been something you've been working towards before now? You only now this month started working towards that? How long has it been since you paid a credit card? Oh, sorry. How many months has it been that he hasn't had to pay and make any credit card payments is what I should have said. And so where did that money go? What happened to the money that he said he allegedly was trying to use to pay for back taxes, but the government wouldn't take it? Where's that money at? But now he's trying to scrounge up money for his taxes? Okay.
Things were great. My streams were doing amazing for 4 months. We got the crazy vest streak that's going on and the positivity, and everyone's loving the streams. Everything was good. Nothing negative happened until this fake bullshit. That's really what irks me the most. It's fake. It's not Phil did something wrong and he's being punished for it. It's Phil literally did nothing wrong and someone found a fucking loophole. Right? So, I don't know how I can't not stream for multiple days. I cannot do it. Like, Tuesday is going to be my day off this coming week from streaming. Okay? That's my day off. Where I had it scheduled off. It's okay for me to have 1 day away from streaming. I can't take more than a day off right now. I can't. I have to raise the money to do this tax thing. So, I can't not be playing games for lengthy time. You know what I mean? This is ludicrously bad timing right now. At least if this happened in a few months, maybe I would have been to a situation where everything's okay, and I'm in a situation where, okay, I can maybe, okay, a few days lost isn't a big deal. Right now, this is like the worst case scenario for me, so I can't go extended periods of time without doing gameplay and without doing consistent business. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I would hope that tomorrow I'll get an answer. I would hope that tomorrow Twitch will take this seriously. All right? But I don't think there's a guarantee that's going to happen at all. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a guarantee that's going to happen. I think that tomorrow I might be sitting around with my thumb up my butt all day waiting for an answer, and you might see me sitting here talking on YouTube again, which is shit. This is terrible. This is, you know... and the thing is, people are saying, well, why not just stream on YouTube? I mean, I could, but that's going to burn the bridge with Twitch, because the way Twitch works... And by the way, what I'm doing is I'm reading my emails to see if I got a response. I know I'm not going to get anything, but I'm going to check just for the sake of due diligence here, okay? But here's the thing. If I stream gameplay here on YouTube right now, and I enable Super Chat, and I enable the ability to join the channel, which is a paid subscription, you know, and I basically start doing gameplay here, that violates my terms of service for being a partner on Twitch. So now if Twitch fixes the problem, they could say, well, we ban you anyway. You know? So that's it. I don't want to burn that bridge. I want to stay on Twitch. That is my goal. But if I can't get any resolution quickly, and I can't get someone to talk with who's going to handle this for me, then I have to leave. And I don't want that. You know? Alright, we got a troll here who insulted me. Let me see if I can find who they are. Hold on a second here. An insulting troll tip. Where is it? There we go. Let's get rid of this idiot. Okay. Mentally untouchable tipped me $1.30 and said, "Keep pushing through, King. You'll get through this. DSP always wins." I mean, I don't think I necessarily... All right, let's put it this way. I don't think I necessarily win, right? I continue to exist. And that's different than winning. You know what I mean? I don't think I've had...
Well, what detractor usually says that he only exists? That's weird. That's strange. That was a coincidence. That's just all that was. That was just a coincidence. That has to be. That has to be. It's true. He merely just exists. But that's we'll let that go. We'll let that go.
Big win in forever. You know what I mean? Like, just because, oh, someone did something horribly wrong to me and I got it overturned, but I had a negative in the short term because of it. You see, I didn't win. All I did is I got over that hurdle and continued to try to do stuff. You see what I mean? Like, that's not a win. A win would be like, you know, Phil gets a big win where the actual DMCA system gets changed positively because Phil exposed a hole in it, and now, you know, there's a positive change for everyone on Twitch. That would be a win. That I don't think is going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Again, maybe I'm just being negative or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. That would be a win.
Yeah, but you don't know nothing about winning, and you are a pretty negative person, so you know that is what that is.
Rusty Shackelford tipped me $5 and says, "This guy claimed your photo on Twitter and got it taken down." Yes, he did. I took a selfie photo with this phone, took a picture of my face posing like this, posted it directly from my phone to Twitter, and he got it taken off of Twitter, even though he has no rights to it. Twitter's that dumb, okay? So he says, "I still think Twitch is the most likely site to step in and help. The only way to stop it is if your account is put on manual review, and Twitch is the most likely to care enough to do that." So, I mean, I hope it is. I don't know why it would be on automated to begin with. Like I said, I almost guarantee you, I get tons of fake things like this all the time against my account. I can't fathom how these got through. I just can't fathom how they got through. Especially if it is for what I suspect it is, which is my subscriber badges. My fucking subscriber badges were made by my moderator 3 years ago. I worked with him when he was making them to improve them to look better. Like, this is ludicrous to think that this is true, if that's what it is. But again, I don't know what it is because I was never actually told. Now he's oh, good. He's tweeting at my ex. See what I mean? Like, this is so stupid. The guy's a fucking complete moron, obviously. He's out of his mind.
What the fuck are you hurt by that for? Leave Panda alone. Why is that a concern of yours? Jesus Christ, Phil.
You know, I seriously, I don't even want to give the guy another breath out of my fucking mouth. All right? I don't even want to have a breath out of my mouth about this guy.
I guess you would have to close your mouth then. And on top of that, if Panda was going to say anything about fucking anything, someone would have got it by now. She clearly has shown a level of maturity that's certainly way out of the fucking spectrum for you. And whatever dark little secrets that you have between each other is just for you and is for the two of you. And I assume she wants to forget. So Jesus Christ, leave that alone, man.
The time, I'd rather talk about the fact that I need to get this working with Twitch. I don't want to talk about the idiot doing it. I want to talk about the resolution of the problem, okay? Noah Taylor tipped me another $1, says, "You can set up a Nightbot for YouTube live chat like with Twitch." Really? Nightbot can actually come into the chat here on YouTube. Now, that would help. How much would it help to an extent, I don't know. But that would certainly help. That would at least put some kind of control over the chaos of what's going on every single time that I step onto the YouTube stuff here, okay? Someone tipped me $1, said, "Would I consider Facebook gaming?" We already talked about that. Answer is probably no. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to work properly. Our Facebook can't even get logging in properly. So how on earth they would get streaming properly like that, I don't think is going to work. I can wait a minute. Oh, Awesomeness Kaboom just made a Deadly Premonition 2 joke. He said, ask Zach and ride your skateboard. That one guy took me another $5 said, Ethanol Ralph needs to stop dating high schoolers. That's great. I have no idea what the fuck that means, but thanks. Kanye Glover took me $1.30 said, welcome to YouTube, my lord. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to stream here if I don't have to. I really feel that this would not be a good place permanently to be for streaming because the chat is so out of control, but right now it's the only place I could do anything. Ryan took me $1.30 says, COVID might be impacting the response speed. If you do chill streams on YouTube tomorrow, maybe impromptu retrospective, so it's not gameplay, people could use Streamlabs to help get through Monday. I guess you're right. Like maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow, again, if I'm not unbanned or I should say unsuspended, because now we know it's suspended, not banned. If I'm not unsuspended on Twitch tomorrow, I can't stream gameplay here on YouTube for fear that they're gonna say, "Oh, now I violated my partner contract." So maybe I could just do stuff like you said, like do a random retrospective out of nowhere, right, and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not ready for that, equipped for that, or planned for that, but I guess it would be better than the alternative of doing nothing, you know, which I can't do. Right? Kieski, to me $10. So keep going, don't give up. Thank you, Kieski, for a $10 tip. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Sambuca tipped me $1.30. Says, are you putting on the vest tonight? Sorry, this sucks. Maybe you can raise money and Twitch will get this sorted out. Well, with that tip, we reached our tip skull, right? Yeah. We just reached our tip skull, guys. So give me a second. Two things. Number one, I know for a fact I'm out of water. And number two, I hear a car outside, and I want to see what it is. Hold on. Doesn't look like it's anything. I actually think that it was a neighbor. I'm going to fill my water up. I'll be right back. And then we'll keep going. And, I mean, yeah, we hit the vest goal. So guess what? I'll put on a vest for you guys. You got to choose which one you want. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
We go to run and get some more toilet water. Sorry, I had to step away for a minute. Holy shit. Oh, man. He should just he really needs to get rid of that chair. That shit looks like it's seen better days. Or he just put new cushions on it. That would probably be helpful. He could just get that shit cleaned. That would definitely be
Well, Jasper's
helpful.
in the room now. He was outside and he was dying to come in, so I opened the door so he could come in for tonight. But that means I got to turn up the air conditioner here. I'll turn this on higher. Alright. So, what do you guys want? What vest do you want tonight, guys? What vest do you guys want? By the way, I gotta keep going. We have more shout-outs to do. But what vest do you guys want tonight? Do you want beige, blue, or platinum? Platinum, 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 blue, platinum. A lot of people are red. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a red vest. I have blue, beige, and platinum. There's no red vest. I'm telling you guys. Just because you guys saw a pile of stinky socks the other day off camera by accident, there's no red vest. It doesn't exist. Okay? I guess a lot of people are saying platinum. So I'll probably get the platinum. Okay? Alright, let me get the platinum vest. I'm putting on the vest, buddy.
You can't tell me he don't look like a... Imagine this. You can't tell me that he doesn't look like a peeled and or shaved Mr. Potato Head wrapped up in aluminum foil. You can't tell me you don't see that. You can't tell me you don't see that. Like right before you completely engulf it, before you put him into the oven. You can't tell me that that's not what that looks like. Oh, shit. And the fact that he complains about how hot that platinum vest gets. Oh, absolutely hilarious.
Alright. Timbo Slice to me $1 says he's tweeting awful stuff. Well, I'm not reading it. Timbo, I'm not going to read what he's tweeting. You guys can report if you want. I'm on a stream. I'm not reporting what this moron is tweeting. He's a fucking idiot, obviously. What he wants is attention. You're bringing that up on the stream is giving him the attention he wants. That's exactly what he wants. He wants you guys to give him the attention. So don't give it to him. That's the thing. You don't give him attention, he'll go away, you know?
Yes, Phil. Isn't that what you said in like 2014 or 2015 or 16 about your detractors? And we all saw how that worked out for you. Womp womp.
I killed Phil, tip me $1, and he says, you realize he's watching everything you say? Of course.
It's funny because as you're seeing Jasper's tail kind of go back and forth as he jumps across the potato, it kind of reminds me of a shark fin and whatnot, like the Jaws situation. Like it kind of reminds me of that. Jasper literally just sucking up all of Phil's attention and whatnot for himself. That's just hilarious. Oh, it's so good, so good.
Of course. Of course he's watching everything I say. Of course he is. I'm not stupid. He was on the other night. He was directly referencing a stream and everything. Of course he's watching everything I say. He's a loser. Doesn't mean anything. Like I said, stop giving him attention. The less attention you give him, the better. Ryan took me $1.30 and he says, oh, here we go. He posted a Jasper pic and everything. See? So, yes. Of course, that's why. Stop referencing what the guy is saying. Okay? Wings and DSP collab to me $1 says, if you move to YouTube, will you collab with Wings of Redemption? No. Never. Abraham to me $1 says, I don't think streaming will work long term. Why? I've done this now full time for 3.5 years. Right? This is actually... Jasper, come on. Let me type on the keyboard, man. This has been more consistently productive than anything I ever did on YouTube. I mean that. Like on YouTube, it was constant nonsense. It was constant back and forth with nonsense. Okay? At least on Twitch, this is the first thing that's ever happened. Seriously, this is the first thing that's really happened. So, you just got to find a way around it, you know? Now, Awesomeness Kaboom tipped $1 says Superhound's Twitter is no longer there. Yeah, I guarantee you then what happened is he probably tweeted stuff that looked threatening and then someone reported it and it got shut down, probably. Yeah, Ryan, thank you for another $1 tip. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to talk about that guy anymore. What we need to talk about is the future. We need to talk about what do you guys think I should do, okay? What do you guys really, honestly think I should do? Should I tough it out here and wait with Twitch? And if that's the case, what do I do tomorrow? Because tomorrow I got to do something. I can't just sit around doing nothing. Do I do a retrospective stream on YouTube where I just look at my own videos? You know what I mean? Like, do I do that? Or what else do I do? Because I can't schedule gameplay. I cannot...
You name one thing as your only option, which you should have done, which is what he should have done, the decision he should have made Friday, to be honest. And then we wouldn't have even been here now. Or, well, he wouldn't have been there at this point. He shouldn't have gone back to the stream on Twitch until Monday, until this was actually resolved. But yet again, this is him unable to see in the long term, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't see past his own hoof. So how the fuck do you even call any of this a plan? Or why would you even go through the mental gymnastics of even trying to try to even come up or develop a plan when that's just that's not a strong point for you. So you're wasting your time. At the end of the day, you rush back over to that site because he needed it so goddamn bad, as if it wasn't like he wasn't making money in pity bucks, or making pity bucks on YouTube, till he ain't got himself booted off the goddamn site again. And on the weekend, more importantly, where you're the most vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, Phil. It's like if you get arrested on a Friday night, you're not going to get out till Monday. Like, shit.
Now, I can't do gameplay yet. Can't do that until this thing's resolved with Twitch. You know, if Twitch permanently bans me and says, you're permanently banned, fine then. Immediately we come over here to YouTube and we continue on with gameplay. It's that simple. Of course, the chat's going to be terrible, and like I said, we'll figure out, try to get Nightbot in here. But, you know what I mean? I don't want that. I want to stream on Twitch. I don't want to be banned from Twitch for things I didn't do. Okay? This is ridiculous at this point. Huh. Okay, so the way I see it, I see three options. Number one, I try to actually wait it out and work with Twitch about getting this. Hold on a second. Yeah, nothing there. Yeah, I'm just reading. Someone sent me something, but no real help. No, so, okay. So the way I see it, I got three options. Okay, everyone? Here's how I see it. Three options. The first option is I wait it out and I try to see what happens with Twitch. But considering they will not talk to me directly, right now they're only talking to me through customer support. I've tried tweeting them. They don't respond to tweets, Twitch support. They don't. And considering the fact that the person I talked to through customer support didn't help me, ignored what I was saying. I said, I need what the DMCA claim is so I can counterclaim it, and they never even gave it to me. They closed the log, okay? I'm not foreseeing to get much help. I already have 2 logs in there with them right now. The first log is, I need to know what the DMCA claim from Friday was so I can counterclaim it. The new log is, hey, I just got banned again for no reason. I guarantee you it's for a false DMCA. Can you tell me what's going on so I can work on this? Okay? So, you know, do I wait for an answer tomorrow and see what happens, right? Do I just sit around and just wait for an answer and see if I get one? That's number one, just waiting. And in the meantime, no gameplay anywhere, right? Instead, maybe tomorrow, like I said, we do a retrospective stream early on in the day. The first half of the day, just an impromptu retrospective where we watch stuff back and stuff like that. And we just hang out. And then maybe by halfway through the day, it'll be resolved, and maybe I'll be able to do some gameplay tomorrow night on Twitch or whatever. Tuesday already is my day off, so we get to sit and see what happens, I guess. I guess that would be one, one thing. Just wait and see what happens with Twitch, okay? Or, in the meantime, if anyone out there has any information about how do I directly talk to someone at Twitch about this, please share that information. Have a Twitch manager contact me about this so we can talk and figure it out.
He's so sad. This reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, of when he got kicked off Machinima and he held his little 3-hour pity me stream in his dirty white shirt, bloodshot eyes because he'd been crying leading up to that, and wanted people to find a new MCN for him. I'm surprised he damn near didn't ask them to sign the contract for him as well, but he damn sure wanted them to find an MCN for him. And someone did, eventually.
It's ludicrous how bad this has gotten at this point, okay? That's number one. Number two, I give up on Twitch. I say, screw it. I throw in the towel. I say, this is never going to work. At this point, I don't know what else to do. And therefore, I just start streaming somewhere else, okay? And, you know, the place right now, the place that I could, you know, stream is YouTube. I'm set up to do it. All I need to do right now, I would have to enable the super chat messages, and I would need to enable paid, I guess the paid subs here are called joining the channel. I could do that. It would suck because the moderators are not set up to moderate over
You
here.
mean channel subscriptions? I think that's what it's actually called, but whatever.
People who actually are ready. What I would have to do, obviously, is try to set it up so that I can have Nightbot come in here and start taking care of the chat or whatever. But I'll tell you, the chat is not going to be good over here. What's going to end up happening is this. If I move from Twitch to YouTube, even in just the short term, what's going to happen is the only way I'm going to be able to really interact with you guys is going to be through contributions. And I don't like that. I don't want my streaming...
That's how he's been doing it. That's kind of how it is on Twitch. Even if there's an argument to be made about this, whether he actually communicates with the average person or people who just give him money. Even if you're not sending money to him through a message, if you have like a sub badge, or if you have donation badges or tip badges next to your name, he's more than likely to read out what you say over someone who's going in there butt naked. Let's be honest. Now, not to say that he doesn't talk to the regular person who may have dropped him a tip or something, but who's not subscribed or anything like that. That's few and far between. But more than likely, if you're giving him money or you've given him money and you've got that little indicator next to your name, that little badge or whatever, he's going to talk to you. First off and foremost. Sorry about that. Secondly, when he did the first DMCA drama stream, he said, I really need your help right now. I really need your support. And if you guys give me money, I will acknowledge you. I'll put you up on, I'll put you up on the leaderboard. I'll make sure to shout you out and whatever. All of that is the exact same shit, all behind a paywall. He started his first drama DMCA stream by saying that and doing it. Why is this any different? But he wants to sit there and tell you that he hates doing it. Fuck off. Just take the money, which is what everybody knows you want anyway. Like, why are you fooling yourself? Stop acting like you give a shit about other people when clearly you don't. Your actions speak louder than anything else than any snort that you've ever put out. Stop playing yourself.
You have to contribute for me to see your message and talk to you. I don't like that, but right now, you guys are, as you tip, it very neatly separates your message out right here on the side of my screen, and I can read what you're saying and respond. I can't read a damn thing right now on the screen. It's moving so fast for me because all you guys are chatting, even on slow mode or whatever, the thing's just going crazy. Like, I can barely even read a damn thing you guys are saying. I can't even read. I try to read to the end of a sentence and it goes whoop. That's how bad it is, It's really uncontrollable. It would take. I would suspect it would take quite some time for us to get any kind of proper moderation going on a YouTube stream. You know what I mean? It's impossible, but it would take quite some time. We'd have to get people who have YouTube accounts. I can set them as moderators, have them get used to this system, set up a Nightbot account, have Nightbot come in here with banned words, just like we have on Twitch, have them come in here and doing all that, and that would take a while. So we'd probably have like a crazy couple weeks of the Wild West of streaming, right? Where it's just everything goes crazy here, and I can't really have a lot of good interactions or anything with you guys unless you contribute. And then maybe long term we can fix that. Okay? So that'll be option number 2. Option number 1, sit around, wait and see what happens with Twitch, and it could be resolved as early as tomorrow, or it could just be another gloss over where they unsuspend me and I get suspended right away again because of this bullshit and it keeps happening. Or maybe they will actually put me in contact with someone who will handle the situation. I don't know. Option number 2, give up on waiting for Twitch and then start streaming full-time on YouTube gameplay. Get used to doing it again. And basically, I mean, there will be one major benefit. And the major benefit is this. When I stream on YouTube, they do not have a limit on the bitrate you can stream. So I can actually up my bitrate. Right now, when I stream on Twitch, I have to be 6,500 kilobits per second locked. And that means I can only do 1080p, 30 frames per second. That's it. Can't go any higher. If I want to go 60 frames, I have to downgrade my quality to 720p. I'm locked at that. And Twitter or Twitch will not let you go any higher. All right? YouTube lets you do whatever you want. I know because I used to stream here. So I could go like 9,000, 10,000 kilobits per second. And my stream quality would go way up. The visuals of the games I play would look really, really crisp and good for you guys. But there's a trade-off. And the trade-off is the stream chat will be terrible. All right, I don't want. I tell you, that would be me begrudgingly doing that, and I don't want to do that. But if I have to, I have to. Now the third option, here would be you guys send me suggestions. Let me know what are good other alternatives for streaming. Is there a site that a big streamer who full-time does it for a living went over there and they don't have any problems and the chat is good, similar to how it is on Twitch, and you know, it's actually like a viable place to stream and make a living. Not, oh, I go there and I'm gonna have all kinds of problems with terms of service, or the bit rate is terrible. They make you stream at a low bit rate. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, I don't care about advertisements at all. I make next to no advertisement revenue at all on Twitch streaming, almost zero. So I could not give two shits if I make any ad money on a website that I'm streaming on. For me, contributions come in as the form of tips, of course. But then, of course, on Twitch currently, it's, you know, we got contributions via bits and subscriptions to the channel. So if I were to do it on YouTube, it would have to be, yes, the tips continuing, but also people contributing via Super Chat and joining the channel, which is their paid subscription service. Or if I go to a third-party business, do they have that ability, right? Do they have that ability? Some idiot just said money, money, money. Dude, this is my job. If you were going to switch jobs or do your job at a different company, the same job at a different company, would you like to get paid for your job, stupid? I think so, dumbass.
I mean, retard, you're the one who keeps saying that I don't stream for money. I don't play games for money. I do it to share my experiences and have a good time. So you either A, do this for money because it's your job, or B, you do it to play games and have a good time. You've tried to preach that bullshit for years, saying that that's what made you different from Ninja, Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Loophole, and the rest of those guys. They all do it for money. They only care about your money. But I do it to genuinely share my experiences and have a good time. You forget that, numbnuts?
Yeah, of course it's about money. It's my fucking livelihood, you dumb fuck. God, people are stupid. So 3 options. Wait it out for Twitch.
God, people are stupid. From the guy who got banned on Friday, got unbanned, but didn't learn why or doesn't know why. He ended up getting banned on Friday, runs back to the site on Saturday, gets fucking banned again on Sunday. And he wants to call other people stupid. This is the same idiot who Adpocalypse was going on. I don't even think it was going on long enough for him to actually measure how much money he was losing. I think he definitely took a hit, but he couldn't directly tell you how much of a hit he was taking. Decides to go ahead and harass the people who make him his money, the people who allowed him to steal money from Nintendo, the people who allowed him to get videos taken down, the people who allowed him to take down other channels. He sat there and went to them and harassed them over this little bit of money that he was short on, and got himself fired. But he wants to call other people idiots. This is coming from the same idiot who had a chick who put up with his bullshit for like 5 years or whatever the case may be. Essentially did everything she did everything that he asked of her and whatnot. And he gets inconvenienced during an Axe the King or whatever the fucking shit was, and then comes home and completely exposes all of her issues behind the scenes, if you will, on video, and thought it was a good idea. Thought it made sense. Whether the permission was given or not, permission wasn't given, by the way. But whether the permission was given or not, he still thought that was a good idea. Hey guys, I had to go ahead and handle this personal issue behind the scenes, but now I'm back, and I'm going to tell you what that personal issue is. Did you know that Panda Lee has fucking anxiety and has panic attacks? A lot? That's what this retard did. But he wants to call other people stupid. Imagine that. Oh my god.
See what happens. I guess that's really going to depend on what happens tomorrow. See if that's even viable. Switch over to YouTube and start doing YouTube gaming, streaming again like I used to, but having to work with this new chat and figure this shit out. And of course, then enabling all the other things on YouTube like Super Chat and all of that. Or going to a different site altogether and trying to figure it out that way. I don't know what site it would be. I know some people, someone said Bitwave, someone said DLive. Again, I don't know much or anything about those businesses, so I'd have to look into them. and see how they work. My major concern going to a website like that is, number one, terms of service. Do they have ridiculous terms of service where they're going to kick me out within a week because I said bad words or something? You guys know I'm not risque at all anymore. I'm the opposite of a risque streamer. I've completely eliminated that shit from my content to the point where you guys make fun of me and say I act like an old prude man now. So I understand. There's no way I'm going to get in trouble with that shit. But my concern would be quality of the streams. Am I going to be able to consistently stream on there at a high quality, 6,500 kilobits or higher a second? Because if it's not as good as Twitch, I can't downgrade. I mean, right now I'd say I'm doing kind of the bare minimum of quality that I could do a successful stream with. I can't downgrade my quality now because I'm going to a new business. You see what I'm saying? That's not going to work.
Your quality's already garbage. What are you talking about? The quality's already trash.
Okay. So, 3 options. Wait it out on Twitch, hope for a solution, and it's not going to be the customer support because they haven't helped me at all. Or switch over to YouTube, start doing YouTube streaming, see how it works, see what happens. Or go to a third-party website and try to see if any of those work. Those are my options. So I don't think I'm going to get any definitive answers tonight on this stream. But what I'd like to do is just throw that out there. Those are my options. The last time around that something like this happened, this was early 2017. YouTube had just suffered the adpocalypse. Okay? They just had the big adpocalypse. The YouTube revenue went, boo! And no one who was like my level could make a living on YouTube anymore. And I did the same exact thing.
No one on my level? What was your level at, Phil? What was your level at? Mister went from between 13 and 15 million views a month down to what? You're barely cracking 1 million these days? You're like in the 900,000s? I think back when Apocalypse happened, you might have been pulling in like 3 million a month. I mean 3 million views a month, I should say. Anybody on my level? It's almost like you're an employee and everything works in stages, Phil. Wow. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's an independent contractor. And don't think anything different.
Just like this with you guys. And I asked you, what do you think? And there was a lot of ideas that were thrown around. And the major idea was become a full-time live streamer. Forget YouTube. You can't rely on YouTube because at any point YouTube ad revenue plummets, and therefore you can't worry. You can't do that. Become a live streamer. And I said, well, if I'm going to be a live streamer, I'm going to go over to Twitch because Twitch is the place to be, right? So I did. This is a big choice. This is a big choice for me. You know, admittedly, if I had my way, I want to stay on Twitch. I want to stay on Twitch. I want to keep doing stuff on Twitch. Okay. You know, I want to stay on Twitch, but I don't know if that's going to work out. At this point, when I get suspended completely for no good reason, I've done nothing wrong. I get suspended twice in one weekend. That's when I'm like, I seriously now, for myself, my future, my family's future, I'm married now, I have a family I have to provide for. I can't sit here and say,
I'm married, whatever, is married, and have a family to provide for. Cat got a job, as far as we know. But, I mean, we know, but you know what I mean. Cat has a job. Jasper is pretty much taken care of by your parents because they're the ones that buy him and send him shit. So, what exactly are you doing? Like, you don't really provide for them. The stream chat does. Because remember, Phil, this is all crowdfunding. Just throwing it out there.
Well, you know, just hope for the best. Hope everything's going to be cleared up easily, man. I can't do that. I have to take this seriously at this point, you know? And again, I said this on Friday. I'll say it again. I'm not in a situation like Dr. Disrespect or Ninja where I can sit around not streaming for extended periods of time because I make millions of dollars. I don't make millions of dollars. I'm barely making enough money to pay what I need to pay. I'm just getting back on my feet after a bankruptcy. I'm trying to get caught up on back taxes. I can't now have weeks without any money. It will not work. It will not work. It will be a horrible situation. All right? So that's what I'm facing. All right, some more shout-outs. I stopped reading shout-outs to talk a little bit there. Someone tipped me $1, made fun of my beard. Stupid. Selpris tipped me $4.20. Said, hope everything works out for you. Then they tried to freaking plug their own stuff, which I'm not going to do. Christian112 tipped me $5. Said, sorry about a troll tip yesterday. Okay. Try Mixer. No, Mixer is not going to work. Mixer is not going to work. Welcome back to Twitch. I'm unbanned again? I got unbanned live again? Are you serious? Alright, well, hold on then. I'm going to check. Shout out to Ralph who tipped me $1.30. Shout out to Mad, name I'm not going to say, who tipped me $1.30. And thank you to Ryan for another tip. Alright. And then Free For All Cast tipped me $1.30 and says, personal attacks, the guy straight up trash. He's the kind of trash junkyards don't even want to get rid of. Ignore him. Call him a shithead if you must, but don't reference him. You'll get past this. I know it'll work out. Alright, it's another $4 in tips. Then I got to check and see what people are saying is true. Oh my, again? How could this happen again? How could this, dude, twice? This is out of control at this point. First of all, I'm going to check the fucking log here. The logs are untouched. Yeah, the logs are completely untouched. So can I log into Twitch? This is insane. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not unbanned. You're not. Yeah, it was a troll. Yeah, I'm not unbanned. Alright, so it didn't happen. Lightning didn't strike twice, guys.
And like I said, we're not even at the end of the saga yet. We still got, like... Take a look real fast. 1, 2 maybe? Still got 2 more episodes left of this. He's taking this surprisingly light. If you really think about it. Like, if you think about some of the older begging videos, right? 2017 begging videos, where he was panicked as shit when he got kicked off of Machinima. When he was panicked as shit, when he got dropped from Curse. Like, there was real panic there. This right here is surprisingly light. I'm not saying that this was orchestrated or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm not seeing the piggy urgency that I would expect to. I'm hearing a bunch of idle threats that don't mean jack shit that no one would take serious anyway. Right? I hear potential outrage and a lot of begging to get, like, sympathy bucks. But that's it. It's almost as if one wanted to look at it, that all this begging and pleading is to make up for those day one views that he missed out on, but he wasn't probably going to get those views anyway, or he wasn't going to get the major money from those views either which way. Which kind of goes back to the old narrative that it doesn't matter whether Phil plays new games or old games. At this particular point in his air quotes career, he's dead in the water regardless. And drama is really the only thing that carries the day. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not seeing it. Okay? I'm not seeing the urgency that I would expect to see.
Nice. Because that would have been crazy. Why would I have been unbanned that fast? Like I said, the log wasn't even addressed. So there was no way that I was unbanned that fucking fast. No, I'm not. Still suspended. Still suspended for bullshit. Yeah, you made me look. Of course you made me look, because that's exactly what happened the other day. That's exactly what happened the other day, so of course I was going to check at least. Well, Rusty Shackelford tipped me another $1 and said, well, wait a week. Give Twitch a week and see what happens. Dude, Rusty, you understand something, okay? I can't not work for a week. You understand that, Rusty? I can't. I cannot afford to not work for a week. I would default on everything, which I can't default on anything. I have nothing to fall back on. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay my car payment. I have to pay all the utilities, plus the cost of internet. You have to afford supplies for the business, all the costs of doing business, health insurance, health care payments, taxes, back taxes. I have to pay my lawyer in the next 2 weeks by the end of this month a big amount of money so that he'll fix my tax situation. Like, I can't not work. I can't just sit here and wait a whole week for Twitch to work, you know? I wish I could. I wish I was in that position. I'm not. Again, I just came out of a bank. I just got the bankruptcy granted me. You know, it's not like I had money. If I had money, I wouldn't have had to declare bankruptcy, guys. You know.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if one thing is tried and true about the whole foreclosure bankruptcy situation is Phil doesn't believe in paying his bills, and he damn sure doesn't feel the need to pay people, pay back money that he's borrowed from people. He's just like, hey, dude, I can't pay you my money because these people on the internet fucked me. Well, why don't you get a job outside the internet? Dude, it's the most money I've ever made in my life. Then why can't you pay us? The trolls!
His eyeball popped out of his eye socket tonight. Yeah, that was very realistic what happened there, right? Very realistic. Oh my god. By the way, I'm being told a bunch of people are trying to contact me to be on shows and stuff now. I haven't gotten any emails, though. And that's the thing, like, if someone contacted me via email, if they emailed me, I could read it, but if people are tweeting me and stuff, I'm not going to be able to see it. My Twitter feed right now is probably absolutely destroyed. Yeah, seriously. This is like there's no way I can read this feed. This feed is out of control, dude. But apparently people are saying that that lawyer Nick apparently tweeted me, and maybe others, asking me to like be on a show. I can't even find it. Alright. I will say this publicly. I have no idea if any of them are watching the stream right now. If you're interested, email me, darkstuffhill@hotmail.com, from obviously an account that I can recognize who you are. Or you could always DM me on stop chewing the wire. Hey, Jasper, you don't chew my headphone wire. Jasper, stop that right now, or I'm gonna get the spray bottle, man. You can't be chewing wires. You're gonna get electrocuted. He's acting up now because I'm streaming and, you know, he's in here. I'm paying no attention to him, so he's gonna start biting wires and stuff, right? All right, let's try this again. If anyone is legitimately trying to contact me about talking about this, being on a show, either email me at darkstuffhill@hotmail.com, or you can, that's it. Get down. Or you can tweet me, or you can DM me on Twitter, and we'll talk, but I can't read my Twitter feed right now. My Twitter feed has exploded right now. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tweets. I can't read it, okay?
What a twat. First things first, you're asking for people who want to potentially interview you, if they even wanted to waste their time doing that, to either reach out to you from an email or something or an account that you can recognize, which you don't even know all the people who are trying to get you on interviews. So that's kind of pointless. Or DM you and whatnot, and see if they want to see if something can be worked out, which I assume they would do anyway. Secondly, some of the same people who potentially want to interview you, you said you would never do an interview with them because they're all just toxic haters and no one ever really wants to hear your side of the story. And and if it was a live like podcast or whatnot, the trolls are just going to shit all over you on their platform. So what exactly do you think you're going to come out of it? I don't see, for example, Nick Rekieta. I don't see him, one, doing an interview with you that's not live. I don't see the point in him doing that, to be honest. Secondly, he's not going to throw any fucking softball shit at you, and you know he went over your foreclosure information. Or, sorry, your bankruptcy. A little bit of his foreclosure, but he definitely went over all of your bankruptcy shit. So you already know what he thinks about your situation. Why the fuck would you step into that hornet's nest? On top of that, you had already slandered, in air quotes, so to speak, You've already slandered Nick by saying he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, which is blatantly wrong, by the way. But in Phil's world, every snort, snort means right. So he just went with that shit. They should call him, Nah, I kind of want to play off alt-right with snort-right, but, I mean, I guess they could work. Let me work on that. Anyway, let me work on that. I feel potential in the snort. Anyway, but all these people that would be looking to interview you are the very people you've already discounted or discredited at one time or another to your own audience. Why would anybody want to see that? And then you want to open yourself up to a much larger audience. Well, that works both ways. Yeah, more people are going to see you and hear you talk about your situation. It won't be long until those people realize that you're just trying to paint your situation out to look like Dr. Disrespect. Then when they actually go over and look at your content and see that it costs $100 for you to put on some shitty ass vest each and every time, they're really going to start clowning you then. Which is just going to open up just a whole new division of trolls to start eating at you. Well, eating at them or getting at them. What's the point? You trying to chase clout on bigger platforms doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for most people, but it's definitely not going to work for you. You should give that up. You didn't get anything out of the quartering interview. Why do you think anything else would do anything better? And Nick has no incentive to paint you in a better light. He might try to do that because to be courteous. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see a reason why he would have to. And I would assume, this is only an assumption, that as long as Phil keeps it cordial and respectful on the show, Nick will be cordial and respectful back. But that doesn't mean that Nick's not going to ask some hard questions. So what's Phil going to do? Tuck tail and run? That's not a good look. And if he stays and tries to and he's not going to be able to circumvent the question, he's not going to be able to kind of, he's not going to be able to slip punches. You know what I'm saying? Because Nick will just keep asking him the question. Or, as most lawyers will do, Nick will ask him the same goddamn question like 4 or 5 different ways. Eventually, Phil's going to have to answer it. Oh, well.
Phil's cute beard tipped me $1 and says, beard advice is not making fun of you. You literally said that my beard doesn't have any hair in it. You're out of your mind. Uzi Gohard tipped me $4.20. Says, is now a good time to ask if we can unban Kaz? Yes, it is. So that's $5 here. $5 more in tips. Thank you, guys. Quincy Magoo tipped me $1 and said, pre-record your gameplay and comment over it live on YouTube. Then it's okay. No, it's not. Doesn't even make sense. OnlyFans Gaming. Chip the $1.30 says, there's legit gaming streamers on OnlyFans. Alright, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Christian112 to be $4.20. Excuse me. And says, it's been well stated you hate YouTube. Would it really be worth it to stream back on YouTube? Would it really be worth the headache? Well, let's talk about that. That's actually a valid point Christian made. Let's talk about that directly. Okay? Pros and cons. Alright? Pros and cons. Delete all this. Pros and cons of streaming on YouTube. Let's talk. Okay? Let's see. First of all, pros of streaming on YouTube. Alright? Number 1, better bitrate. I know my actual video quality of streaming on YouTube would increase. I know right now I could stream at they don't have a limitation. I could stream at 9,000 again. I used to stream at 9,000. If you remember, I used to be able to do 1080p, 60 frames per second video. People loved it. And then I had to, when I came to Twitch, back in late 2016, I had to downgrade my quality because Twitch wouldn't allow it. It was 6,500 kilobits. I tried it. It was choppy. I couldn't do it. I would be able to upgrade my video quality immediately. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, easiest transition possible. If I'm leaving Twitch and going to YouTube, easiest transition possible because I can immediately do it right now. I'm doing it right now, right? The only difficulty would be making sure that enabling things like the super chat and the join channel option are enabled, and also that there would be pop-ups for those. It may be a little bit more work. I'm going to have to sit there, figure it out. But I think I could at least do a little bit of work and figure that out within this week. By the end of this week, maybe we can get that figured out or whatever, okay? I think that would be easy transition, all right, to do that, to at least get stuff up and going. And I'll be honest with you. I think in regards to DMCA takedowns, that it would be much more difficult for someone to take down my content off of YouTube. Reason being, YouTube has already seen people abusing the system against me for years and years. People probably try to do it constantly. I would guess people actually try to take down my YouTube account all the time, and it doesn't work. In 2015, there was an asshole who was successful. In 2018, there was one guy who slipped through the system, and I got it resolved within a few hours. So I think that if this were to happen again, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like you got people said, well, this guy has taken other people down off of YouTube before. True, but what he was doing was impersonating me and claiming my videos that were being illegally restreamed on their channels, see? And pretending to be me and getting it taken down. So he would do it. I think what was happening was he was doing it in such force, like he would do 10 at once, 20 at once, that the channel will get stricken with so many things at once, the channel would get taken down. Now, people have the ability to appeal those, but it could take weeks for YouTube to review those and appeal them and get the channel back, see? So I don't restream anyone else's content. My content is 100% my own. So I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal that, how would they be able to do that to me? Probably they wouldn't be able to on YouTube. Maybe I'm wrong. Because, like I said, this is all new territory for me to be dealing with this shit, okay? So at least what I would say is, hopefully, if I were to start streaming full-time on YouTube, all right, hopefully it would be a situation where I could jump over quickly, right? I could immediately set everything up right. I could stream at a bigger bit rate so it's actually better quality video. And hopefully people would make the transition more quickly, like jump over, right? Now, the thing is, Jasper, what are you doing? What are you stalking over there? Do you see something? Hold on. I think you see something. You see a bug or something? What's over there? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Stalking. Is that a bug? No. There's nothing there. There's nothing over here. Here I am thinking there's something over. There's nothing over there. He's stalking nothing. Maybe a piece of fuzz on the floor. Okay. Sadly, the negatives of streaming on YouTube are going to far outweigh the positives. All right, here's the negatives. Number one, the chat's out of control. As you guys can see tonight, the chat is absolutely positively out of control. It's not controllable at all. It's to the point where it's just, going crazy, And I don't think we're ever going to get it under control. I firmly believe that, sadly, even if I got Nightbot in here to somewhat control things like I do on Twitch, I think that, number one, we'd have to find people who could moderate on YouTube, and they're not going to want to learn a whole new system like that. And number two, even if we did get a full moderation team on YouTube, I don't know how it would work. I honestly don't know how it would work, or if it would even work, because I don't know. I think it's too uncontrolled. It's too easy on YouTube, I think, to kind of make a new account right away and just start being a troll again. You see what I mean? That's number one. Number two, I would lose everything I have. All the work I've done for years on Twitch, building up. I have over 90,000 followers.
No one gives a shit. But ladies and gentlemen, that excuse right there is the very same excuse he would have for not wanting to lose the vesicle. Undoubtedly. If it's funny how that's why Phil talks all this bullshit about milestones and legacy and this, that, and the third, and that's why he's so scared to start over. Because starting over is hard. It is. No one can deny that. But there are benefits to it. One, you have an idea of what works now and what doesn't. It's a slightly clean slate. If you think about it. For him, he'll never have a clean slate. But for anybody else, it's a slightly clean slate. You have an idea of what works and what doesn't. You know what kind of mistakes that you've made, and you know not to make those mistakes. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to make new ones, and you need to make new ones. Because everybody's going to make mistakes, and everybody needs a way of fixing those mistakes. That's how you learn. I mean, some people learn quicker than others, but you know what I mean. That's how you learn. But for Phil, he doesn't want to look at it that way. He wants to look at what he's already paved and be like, that's the road that I've traveled. Despite all the potholes in it, besides all the fucking shitty lines in it, besides all the cracks and whatnot, and how the damn thing is already decaying, you know what I'm saying? Before he even finished building it, he's like, this right here cements that I was at least here. And that's not a good way to end off anybody's story. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather have a house that is completely dilapidated, or would you rather have failed building that house, or would you have rather failed building that house a couple of times to finally get it right? You know what I mean? Like, it's simple cause and effect, I think. But for him, he doesn't, like I say, he just don't look at the world like the rest of us do. You know what I mean? Oh, I did it once, I didn't do it right, so fuck it, I'm done, I quit. Who actually does that and believes they're going to be successful? You know what I mean? Like, you have to, no one's going to be good at everything that they do. It's those who try at it, or sorry, keep at it, I should say, are the ones who are better for it later. And if you really think that this is not going to be your strive, that's cool. But at least you took something from it. You've learned something about yourself, moving on to whatever the next situation is, your next project, your next endeavor. Don't be like Phil and just keep doing this shit because it's all you can do, and in the back of your head, you think, as flat as it is, you think, oh, well, I was something once here, and eventually I'll get back there again. And not do anything to actually change that. Because that's one of the long-term, endearing, not even endearing, actually it is endearing because it's hilarious, endearing factors about Phil. I think this is the reason why a lot of these wheelchair symbols stick with him, is the fact that he legit doesn't change. He legit doesn't change. He knows everything he should do to change. Those individuals know everything he should do to change, but he won't do it. This whole, oh, he sticks on the path, and, you know, and no matter what, win, lose, or draw, and that right there is why we look up to him. Someone actually told me that in DMs once. Is the most ridiculous shit I've ever fucking heard. But then I've heard detractors who have sat there and said, well, you know, he's just hard-headed. You know what I mean? Like, he's just hard-headed and he's just kind of set in his ways. Either way, that's not an excuse. That's still not an excuse. And if that is an excuse, and you want to let that go just from a social standpoint, fair enough. I don't agree with that, but fair enough. But does that still warrant his begging? Does that still, you know, do you feel in your mind that that allows the begging to continue? And most people would say no to that. You see what I'm saying? Like, fuckery, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute fuckery.
Over 90,000. And, you know, that took a long time to do. Right now, I have like over 700 subscribers. I have people who, you know, are so, they'd say, I want to follow you on Twitch. It would be really hard for me to come over and watch you on YouTube. I don't want to do that jump.
You're a liar. Because he said that exact same thing, ladies and gentlemen, when he was making his transition from YouTube to Twitch. He said, oh, well, I've been following you for a long time here, Phil, on YouTube, man. And, man, it'd be hard to go to Twitch because of bandwidth and whatever. Now he's saying that one of the most accessible sites in the world, YouTube, would be too hard to go. It would be too hard to support Phil there than it is on Twitch. Think about that. I mean, really think about what he just said there. Oh, Phil, it'd be really hard if you left Twitch to go to YouTube, man. It'd be really hard for me to make that transition. How? How would that be harder for you to do that? See how ridiculous that shit is? And if someone really did say that to him, if someone really did, then they deserve the wheelchair symbol to be fucking stamped on their forehead. God damn, dude.
I definitely feel like I would lose something. Well, you know what I mean? And someone made a point. They said, a lot of people have Twitch Prime. They subscribe with Twitch Prime. You lose all your Twitch Prime subs. It's true. Anyone who does Twitch Prime can't use that on YouTube, right? So that's a loss. If anything, I think what's showing here is that tips-wise, people are willing to contribute and help out. But keep in mind that tips are not my only income. On Twitch, I get, there's bits that I have as a part of my support, and of course, paid subscriptions. I would need the majority of people who are right now cheering with bits and subscribing to come over to YouTube. If I have a giant loss of income, I am fucked. I can't right now. I'm about to be
ladies and gentlemen, you got channel memberships, you have super chat, and then he still has tips through Streamlab. He still has his Patreon. He still has direct donations to PayPal. What excuse does he really have? And he's doing all of this basically while laying on his back, because he's not on Twitch because of choice or because of his choice. They kicked him off, or they've temporarily banned him or suspended him. You know what I'm saying? So what he's supposed to be doing is hyping the platform that he's going to. What he's actually doing is it's almost like he's trying to strangle it in the... Let's not do that. Let's not say that. It's almost like he's trying to suffocate it now. Right? Knowing damn well he's going to end up going back to Twitch. Which is the reason why this whole thing is just utter bullshit. Because yet again, he doesn't have the sense of urgency that he should. If, what I'm saying, like when Phil don't know shit about shit, he is scared. He's legit scared. He's not scared here. He's kind of just playing a position. And he's doing it very, very lazily. And nasally too, but it's definitely lazy. It doesn't come across to me like someone who really feels threatened. It really don't. Which makes me more and more suspicious.
Paying back taxes and everything. So if I switch from Twitch to YouTube, and people are like, I don't want to watch Phil on YouTube, I'll just watch the on-demand videos, and they don't do the super chats, and they don't do this join channel option to switch it over, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. It could be worst case scenario for me. Also, Low-Key Shade says there's no sub-gifting options at all on any streaming service but Twitch. So Twitch is the only place where someone who's generous can step up and start gifting subscriptions out to other people, right? You have to legitimately subscribe yourself or do a join option yourself, whatever it's called, join the channel. You have to do that yourself. So that is definitely another negative. I agree there. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know, man. Alright, let's continue. Some more shout-outs to do. Lumpy the Cook, Timmy $4, said you mentioned before there's a point where you almost joined channel Awesome. Would it be possible to reach out to Doug Walker and join now? Reboot Blistered Thumbs. Their network could probably protect you. Are you out of your mind? Doug Walker. The guy, the people who've been under fire for years. The whole change the channel movement of saying that there was systematic abuse there. People were not being paid. People were being overworked. Some people were being sexual harassed. You really want me to join that network? You think that would be better for me? I don't think so. In fact, I mean, I'll be honest. I think I dodged a big bullet there, right? Imagine if I was working for Channel Awesome all along and involved in all that shit,
Nah, he would have probably fit right in with some of the nonsense that was going on over there. To be honest, he would have fit probably right on in. Because depending on how far you guys want to look into that shit, there's all kinds of shenanigans that were going on there. And given the way Phil has acted over the years, he wasn't too far off of the mark. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't too far off the mark. Can he be accused of some of the shit that some of those people were accused of? No. But he wasn't. He was flying dangerously close to the sun, just like the rest of those people were. Some more than others. And people are starting to look at the situation, now that I bring it up. Some of the people were looking back at the situation with Spoonie 1 and how he made a fucking, just a really dumbass joke. But the effort that was behind the two young ladies with that situation to basically get him kicked off of Channel Awesome. Some people really, like Medicare talked about it initially in his video, where how suspicious it was. Now people are starting to really look back and think, man, maybe they did really try to get him bumped off. And they used a 2-month-old joke as pretense to do so. Who could say? Because there was a lot of backstabbing that was going on over there and still does. You know what I mean? And Jesus Christ, what's the chick's name from the Kick Vic thing? Mars Girl. Some of the shit that she said doesn't jive compared to the stuff that she had said years prior about the exact same situation, amongst other things. So it's getting, like Phil's face right here currently, it's kind of ugly.
I think I definitely dodged a big bullet. Okay.
That, and to be honest with you, Doug Walker and the rest of them would have just taken advantage of him and his fan base until his fan base became their fan base, and they would have booted him up and out of there anyway.
Phil Beard Cute to another $1.30 says, I was asking for advice on how he can grow more than 10 hairs on his face. Testosterone. The answer here is testosterone. You need testosterone. That's what causes hair growth, right? I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's what caused hair growth. Now, hair loss is a whole different matter, but I'm pretty sure it's testosterone that causes the hair growth. So, Ryan through the $1.30 says, I have to go to bed. Good luck with Twitch. I'll see you this week, whether here or there. Night, Phil. Yes, thank you, Ryan. Good night. I will see you wherever. And apologies again that this is happening. Thank you for coming over here and being supportive and helping with suggestions. I appreciate that, man. Amberlyn Reed to the $1 said, I love the streams. What's the strange part in the middle of your hair? Well, first of all, you're not serious. And, if you're talking about this line here and this line here, yes, from the headphones. It's called headphone hair. It's a common thing that happens for people who wear headphones every day, all day long. People try to find solutions for it, and I haven't really looked into it. Big Papa Puff tipped me $20. Says, longtime fan, you kind of got me through med school during my downtime. Thanks and best of luck. All right, well, thank you very much for that $20 tip. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Well, guys, sadly, no developments tonight, right? Nothing has happened in the realm of any kind of positive movement here. Didn't get nothing. No notice whatsoever at all. No notice whatsoever from Twitch about this second suspension. I probably will still not get one. They think they're sending out DMCA notices. They're not. This is the second time this has happened. I'm not getting a DMCA notice. I've checked my spam filter. I'm not getting a notice. So without getting a notice, I can't fucking respond to the issue, So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. All right. Christian, to me, another $4.20 says, if you hate this platform, wouldn't you rather save the headache and loss of sanity? I get it, not to sound like a troll. You need the money, or rather, this is your job, but is it really worth it? It wouldn't be loss of sanity. The way I see it is, would it be a hassle because I've come over to this platform? Yes, but here's the thing. The reason that YouTube as a platform annoys me is because they always seem to make silly, boneheaded changes that don't benefit the people who use the site the most. They change your channel page to look like a boring textbook page and delete a bunch of functionality and stuff like that, right? But the real reason that I left YouTube and became a full-time streamer is because I couldn't make a living on ad revenue anymore. Right now, ad revenue is not a concern for me when it comes to live streaming at all. It's not. For me, live streaming income comes from, as I've already mentioned, the methods of
comes
support
from begging, but he'll prove my point in a minute.
That I get on Twitch and tips. So as long as I can get those similar methods of support here on YouTube and tips, I could give two shits if YouTube completely destroys everything when it comes to their ad revenue system. The money that I make on ad revenue for the on-demand videos is minuscule compared to what I make live streaming.
And why is that? I want you to look at his little sad, droopy face here while I say that shit. The reason why is because this idiot figured out a way to go from 13 to 15 million views down to 1 million in 10 years. That's why. That's astounding. That's astounding how this piece of human garbage was able to fucking cripple himself like that. Amazing. Amazing. And then ostracized just about any fan, any loyal viewer or follower that he had for the most part, except for the ones that he has now. All of this shit was because of his own making and of his own doing. And every once in a while, you'll catch me catching him in a frame like this where there's a bit of self-reflection here. Where it's that one moment where you can look at him and think, holy shit, he may actually think that. Or he may actually be realizing it. Because it's really weird how his face goes into these crazy-ass frames like this. It's not crazy. It's funny, actually. It's kind of unusual at times, but it's not crazy. But it's times like this, like in this particular frame, that makes me think he knows that he fucked up. He fucked up royally. And the thing that hurts him is he can't fix it. You want to know what hurts him even more than that? He can't go to anybody else to get it fixed either. He's got to live that shit. He's got to deal with it. And that's what hurts him more than anything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is delicious. It is delicious for an individual who wasn't even that big back then to believe that he was on the top of the world for as far as his status was. At least for his point in life at that point. To be dwindled down the way he is. How is it, ladies and gentlemen, that a fucking idiot who plays video games poorly on the internet all day, every day, has turned this thing into the worst possible form of existence possible? What this is should be easy money. Off of how notorious his name is, that should be easy money. You know what I'm saying? He should be able to take the hate that's used against him and whip that shit into a small fortune. Easy money. And somehow, all these thoughts over there can do that, but he can't. But he can't. He has to sit there and prey upon people who are disabled, whether mentally or physically, people who are just generally weak-minded, or people who are just generally weaker than him, of character, personality, or otherwise. That's all he has. He doesn't have real strength. The people that are over there don't have any real strength. It's literally the crab in the bucket type mentality. Look at how the mods have turned against each other over the years. Look at how most of the fan base over there has turned against each other over the years. And whose fault was that? That was his. Because that's what he advocated. And now look. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. Got a house who God knows what kind of shape it's in. And because there is no clear definition or a clear verification of what kind of shape the house is in, who knows how much it's really fucking worth. Keep that in mind, Phil, if you made it this far. Got a wife that don't give jack shit. It's a marriage of convenience. She's nothing more than window dressing. She's a curtain. We all know this. And then you got a declawed cat. A victim of circumstance. He needed something weaker than himself. That's his life. Doesn't have a friend in the world. Can't trust anybody. Waiting for his own parents to die so he can continue to live the lifestyle he wants. He has nothing. Nothing. He's as miserable as it comes. And he can never escape that. Ever. Detractors come and go, ladies and gentlemen. But failure from your life decisions stick with you forever. Especially if you are too lazy, too stupid, or you generally just have the inability to fix it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Phil Burnell in a nutshell. I'm going to give you guys a minute to go. Not even a minute. I'm not going to give you guys a full minute. But I want you to take that in, what I've just said, as you're looking at that face. And then we'll move on.
Need to focus on the live streaming and keep it going. You see? Dante took me $5. Says, I know it would be tough to do this. I would delay making a decision for another week by any means, or two by any means necessary. Would be ashamed to walk away from Twitch prematurely after your recent momentum. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, right? I absolutely 100% agree with you. I don't want to burn the bridge with Twitch. I don't want to leave Twitch unless I absolutely have to. You know, I'm being honest. I don't want to unless I have to. All right. Get rid of some of this here. Some people are sending me some info. They're hoping that it'll help. Thank you to anyone who's trying to help me tonight. I appreciate it. Someone claiming to be Bitwave tipped me $2, so they're going to email me from Bitwave or they're going to make me an offer to move over. I really don't believe that. I don't think Bitwave would come to my stream and tip me money to tell me they're making an offer. That sounds absolutely ludicrous. That sounds to me like someone who's bullshitting and hoping that I'm going to check my phone. Oh, lucrative offers coming in. Well, I'm not expecting that at all. Okay? Brian Whitaker tipped me $1 and says, "Are you going to do a revisited schedule for the revised schedule for the new band, or is it the same?" Well, I can't stream tomorrow morning unless Twitch lifts this suspension. All right? I can't stream on Twitch. I can't stream any gameplay. So like I said, what we'll probably do tomorrow, I'll wake up in the morning and see what happened. If the suspension is lifted, then we're going to stream Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm going to hope that someone from Twitch contacts me about this issue and we can get it worked on. All right? But if I don't get contacted, if this doesn't get cleared up, I don't get contacted or anything, all right, then there's nothing I can do about it. And what I'll do, I'll stream on here again, all right, and what will we do? We'll talk a little more, and then probably, like people suggested, maybe we'll do some retrospectives, all right? Maybe we'll go back and look down memory lane and watch some of my own videos from the past and just kind of reminisce and laugh a bit and try to have a good time. Maybe Jasper will come in. We'll hang out with Jasper for a little bit. You know, I don't want to do that tomorrow, but I basically have to, you know, try not to burn bridges. So no gameplay streaming here, not monetizing the gameplay streaming. See what I mean? And the thing is, Twitch can ban me anyway. Twitch right now could just say, "Oh well, you streamed on YouTube, so ban you." Sorry, Twitch, I can't not stream because your system's broken. I can't not stream. I have to make money and make a living. So if they don't understand that, then I'm going to leave regardless. So if tomorrow I wake up and they're like, "We permanently banned you because you streamed on YouTube over the weekend," I'll say, "Bye," and then we'll just stream here on YouTube. Okay? Fair enough? Everyone's saying I'm unbanned. I don't believe it. I'm not stupid. I don't believe it. Everyone's saying I'm unbanned. I don't believe you.
I mean, you don't have to believe them if you want, but you are very stupid. Let's not overstate the obvious.
Sambuca tipped me another $1, says you should do a few laps in the pool and have the Bentley driver take you for a drive. That's not going to work. Aries 5566 just tipped me $14.88 and says, "Sorry this is happening. You should go to Nick Recchietta's." I don't know if his name's Recchietta or is it Recchita? I don't know how to say his name. I'll just say go to Nick's stream. He's a nice guy. Apparently, someone said that he did try to contact me tonight and say, "Do I want to go on his show this week and talk about it?" I'm never going to find that tweet. So again, if he wants to DM me or email me, I would talk with him about it, especially because I don't know what I'll be doing, what elsewise this week with everything. So I would consider it, you know, if he contacts me, but I can't see the tweet, you know. Yeah, I think these people are just they're trolling, saying I'm unbanned. How the hell do you actually pronounce his last name? I have no idea. Well, someone says Madara has got this. I'm here to help mod. Madara, I will confirm with you later if that's really your account or not. And if it is, I will add you to the moderators list. But I want to make sure that's really you. I don't want to do anything right now because I got to confirm that's really you before I do it, and then it's some troll impersonating you. That would be really bad. Okay? By the way, I have no ability to add you as a moderator on the fly anyway. You can't even do that on YouTube. I have to go behind the scenes to this weird screen to add you. It's a really convoluted process.
It's really not. I think it's as easy as going to options, picking monitors, and then placing the people in there. I think it's as easy as that. But then this is the same idiot that won't even scroll his own feed to look and see if someone has tried to reach out to him on Twitter. Keep that in mind.
Guy's name is Zephyr, XYPHR. Zephyr just tipped me $5. Thank you very much, Zephyr, for a $5 tip. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys supporting me tonight because I can't stream gameplay. This sucks ass that I can't. You know, another day of missed revenue, on Twitch. Spartan King tipped me $1. Said, what's so infuriating is how easy of a fix this is on Twitch's end. They should have a protection for channels who are consistently hit with false DMCA claims, so they have to be screened manually, and I guess they're terrified of being sued. I would agree. I probably think they are. And maybe they do have that protection. Maybe it is possible, but since this is the first time this is happening to me like this, that they haven't enabled it yet, I have no clue. You know? I have no idea. Christian just gave me $10. Said, thank you for reading my messages and answering. While I may not agree with you 100%, I don't get off on seeing your suffering. Hope it all works out. I appreciate that. It's not about you know, loving me or my content. I think we're all in the same boat here. This is bullshit. This is 100% fucking grade A bullshit. That some guy who has a bug up his ass about anyone on the internet can break the law consistently and no one will do anything about it. No company will take a stand or have a process to stop it. We just allow breaking of the law constantly here because it's the internet, and the internet isn't serious, dude. So just allow law breaking constantly. It's like, what the fuck, you know? Matty Matt 3078 just tipped me $4. Said, shame the hate you get sometimes, but I'm glad you stay positive about it. Hope all is straight. Thank you, Matty Matt. Listen, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to let this get me down. I'm not gonna quit streaming. I'm going to find an whether it's, you know, still streaming on Twitch if I can, whether it's streaming somewhere else. I'm going to continue to do what I love, and I'm going to be here to put out content for you guys regardless. I don't care about this shit. This is so stupid to me that this is happening. It's so stupid that there's no protection against it, and we will get through this. I promise you. I don't know how yet, but we're going to get through this, all right? We all got to maintain a positive attitude and back each other up and try to get through this fucking bullshit.
We.
Hero tipped me $5. Said, tag me in as a moderator. By the way, I hope you're recovering well and Jasper finds the dust ball he's hunting. Yeah, I don't know where he went. He left now. He's out of the room. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you all for your help tonight. Thank you for the support. Thank you for chatting with me, hanging out with me, even though I can't do a regular stream. Okay?
No tier 2 goal. No tier 2 goal at all. He's at 201. Yeah, I was just asking.
All right, and I knew this was going to happen. I'm actually trying to read the stream chat, and it's like giving me a headache. It moves so fast, I can't. I knew this. It's so bad. It's uncontrollable. It really is. It's like,
put your glasses on.
You try to read it, you can't understand it. Half of it's trolls anyway. Oh, man. Okay. All right, guys. So here's the deal. In reality, I just looked at the time. Holy shit. This is the time I would usually stop streaming anyway. Go figure.
Isn't that a coincidence?
All right. Tomorrow, we're going to play it by ear and see what happens. If I somehow manage to get unsuspended again in time for the first gameplay stream, yes, absolutely, I want to play Ghosts of Tsushima. The game is outstanding, amazing. I'm 8 hours in. I love every moment I'm playing it. I want to keep playing it. Isn't it weird that this whole year there hasn't been a game that I love? I finally get a game that I love, and now I can't play it, right? Ridiculous. So, that's going to be tomorrow's main gameplay stream, if I could do it. If not, if I'm still suspended from Twitch, then what we'll do is I will have a stream here on YouTube tomorrow. What we will do is we'll just sit and talk for a little bit and see what's going on, try to figure out exactly what's happening. And then we'll probably I'll go over to my PC, and we'll do like a retrospective stream where we'll just hang out for a few hours. We'll go back, we'll watch old videos together and just do a hangout session like that. Since I have to stream something, right? And what I'm hoping is, even if this is the absolute worst situation, that maybe I could still get unsuspended by the end of the day. I could do a night stream. And I'm seriously hope someone will have someone at Twitch fucking watch this video and listen to my plea. I want to stay on Twitch. I don't want to leave. This thing is ludicrous. This is happening to me, you know, and I need help. I need to talk to someone at Twitch. I have to. I can't go through the log system where they're not even reading my logs. I need help. And if they're not going to help me and I need to move, then I'm going to move over. Okay? All right. Well, Jack Jankowski to me $5 said, why do fools fall in love? I don't know, and I don't know who if that name has any significance. Thank you for the $5 tip. Jackalese to me $5 said, bullshit. Thank you, Jackalese. Gamer Stevie J to me $10 and said, I know how you feel. My PS4 account was suspended by trolls and haters. I have haters because some guy lied and said I stream sniped him. It's not even true. I killed him legit in the game. Sorry this is happening to you. It's since it's nice to relate. Thank you for the tip. Brian Whitaker to me $1 says, why don't you stream some GTA Online on YouTube tomorrow like other cool kids do? Joking. Yeah, I'm not going to stream any gameplay just to make sure I don't burn bridges. And Christian to me $5 said, off-topic question, why do you play Vega in Street Fighter? Why do I? Because he's a very good character, especially in Super Turbo. So that's another $5, $10, $20, $26 in tips. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with this tonight. All right? I'll see you tomorrow regardless. Regardless where I am or what I'm doing, I'll let you guys know on my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, where I will be. All right? I mean this now. If you guys have any avenue, if you have any clue how to contact someone at Twitch, how to get someone to pay attention, please let me know or take that avenue because I don't know what else to do. I've done everything that seems to be possible on my end. Nothing's working. I can't have my business shut down repeatedly over and over because of this. I need help. So if you guys have any way to reach out to someone who works at Twitch, to contact a manager at Twitch, to have something escalated, to have someone listen, because I don't think they listen to their Twitter accounts. I've already tweeted Twitch support a million times. They didn't care. Any ideas, please, by all means, go for it. Please take those means and let me know what happens or give me the information so I can do it, because at this point, I don't know what else to do. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. Again, sorry this happened. I wish I could control it. I can't. I'll see you in the AM. No matter what happens, we'll talk then and try to figure all this out. But for now, everyone, don't panic. Stay safe, you know. And if you can help, do. And I'll see you in the AM, and we'll figure it out. If anything changes overnight, I'll let you know on Twitter. I doubt anything's going to happen overnight. Hopefully in the morning, we'll have some good news. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. And I'll see you all in the morning. Peace out.
Let me see something. I wonder if there's like a jump scare or something at the end of it. Because on this outline here, you can kind of see, a little bit of this thing there. Nah, that looks like Rip Van Winkle to me. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second to close up, and we'll reconvene for final thoughts, and I will let you guys go on your day or evening, whenever the situation is. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, where do we leave off with this? As this is part 5. You reap what you sow. To be honest, you reap what you sow. Like, and this stretches back not only to 2017, but even further than that in a lot of ways. The biggest takeaways I'd like, some of the things I'd like to point out, I would take away what you'd like. Excuse me, feel free to leave it down in the comment section as you guys usually do. Is he's definitely an employee. He has the employee mindset. He wants to believe that he's an owner. He wants to believe that he has control, which is what it really comes down to at the end. He wants to have control of what his situation is, and he doesn't. He's at the whims of somebody else. If Twitch fires him, he's fired. If YouTube decides, hey, you know, we're done with you, you know, this account is gone and you got to start a brand new one and you got to start from scratch, guess what? He's going to have to do that. He's an employee. That's the reality. It may seem harsh, but that is the reality for him. As it pertains to his decision making, him and Twitch to some degree, they were both wrong. Twitch should have just kept him banned until Monday, until they were ready to disclose whatever information that they had to him, to how to more effectively deal with the DMCA. And for him, when they let him back on, when they let his account, I should say, back on Friday night, he shouldn't have streamed on YouTube, or sorry, on Twitch on Saturday or Sunday. He should have just kept doing more, I don't know, do some IRL shit on fucking YouTube. Do something. Do Axe the King or whatever. But he didn't do that. What he did is he did this dumb shit here that got him banned twice, and then he basically played this out as if it was part of his normal workday. And why? He doesn't have to stream for a full 8 hours or whatever it is that he streams for a day when he's not on Twitch to try to make up for it. You're not going to make any more money doing it like that. So why did you even bother? He could have had a 4-hour stream and made more than enough. Certainly more than what he would have made on Twitch, more than likely. And then just moved on with his day. It's stupid. It's this really pathetic attempt to prove to people that what he does is a job, and that he actually works hard. And it's sad. The whole point of being a streamer is you get to make your own schedule. No one has to go by some rigid ass schedule because they believe other people do it, or this is the only way for you to prove to other people that you're really working a job. That's not the case. And then the cherry on top of that pork bacon sundae is the fact that the topping on that, the cherry on top of that fucking pork sundae at the end of the day, is the fact that no matter what, he's at somebody else's whims. He's at somebody else's mercy. He'll never have anything of his own. He's too lazy and he's too stupid. He'll always be at the mercy of somebody else at the end of the day. No matter what he does, he'll always have to answer to someone else. Even in a situation where bigger streamers make their own schedules, do things how they want to do it and how they see it, Phil still stays to this rigid schedule because he wants legitimacy. And a legitimacy that he already pissed away. He pissed that away a long time ago. And there's some things that you just can't get back. You know what I mean? There's some things you legit just can't get back. You chose to do things the easy way. You looked for the easy way out of every problem that you've ever had, more than likely in your life. And once the going gets tough, and it will as time goes on, that's what happens when you get older. I'll let you guys know if I'm doing this long enough when I get his age and whatnot, exactly how that feels. But as you get older, things just get tougher. And that's why it's important to, like in your 20s, for example, to pick up this information, really absorb it, and then exercise it now. Because as later on down the line, it just gets generally harder. And you can always learn. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old to learn something. But that goes back to the point that I had made about people saying that he's just hard-headed or he's just stubborn or whatever. At some point, it's just too late. And I don't have to respect him for that. Nobody does. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys for the next broadcast, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. This has been DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on at GTG Network of Productions. For Tim Snortons, I've been your host / anchor, GTG, and I'll be signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. End the broadcast. Okay, here. Yeah, that Begberry latte will be great. We'll do that. We will do that.